Sasha.
We've got work to do.
We've got work to do, Sasha. Stop fiddling.
Oh, we live?
Yes, we are. And we don't have to do the whole, is it working on?
Yeah.
The kind of seance style. Is anybody there? No, everybody's here and everybody's here. Welcome to the Secret Sewing Club. This week we have Gail, we have Sarah, we have Vicky, and we have Sasha as well. They're all going to be bringing you lovely, lovely things. But remember, this doesn't work the same way as the TV shopping used to. With this, you are supporting these guys by buying directly through their website. So when they're demonstrating, there'll be a QR code, I think it's up there, and a strap across the bottom which has their website details. So there you go. No, it's right. Damn it, I did so well. Yeah, it's over there. So either use, if you're watching on your big telly, then scan that with your phone, or if you want to type it in, then the website is across the bottom, somewhere like that. So, are we excited?
Yeah.
I know we've kind of been given the keys to the kingdom today, haven't
it's
we?
a little dangerous. We've been let loose. There's no one else here. It's just us.
Honestly, there's been fire doors open that shouldn't be open. There's been all sorts of shenanigans.
Roller skates for next time.
I know, but nobody can say no this time. That will be quite good. So this week, I will be popping in and out a little bit. Sarah is mostly going to be looking after your YouTube messages. Sasha's mostly looking after your Facebook messages when she can find it. But you've got like 20 minutes, you'll be right. And I'm mostly floor manager / popping in and out, sorting things out. But we are all good. Gail, you're going to be first. What you got today?
Lots of Eastery things and a few other little surprises.
Splendid. And Sarah, what have you got?
I've got a little bit of Jean Taylor. I've got some offers on some charm packs and pre-cuts as well. So yeah, some nice little bits.
Got some in the car. Do you want some? No, you can't have them.
No.
Vicky, I've got a boot full. Vicky, what have you
I'm
got?
going to be going back to basics, tell you how to get started, what you need, and some brilliant rulers to use for first times.
Because with Par's rulers, you will remember it wasn't you, was it?
It wasn't me, no. No, it was our lovely Shirley that did it before.
Is this your first time?
Yeah,
First time out. There we go. Look, a new one. Well, yeah, we'll all look after you. It's fine. And
Initiation time.
No, Sasha, behave. And what have you got today?
My clothes on.
Well done. That's always a good start with Sasha. We all know this now. Anytime Sasha's on, fully clothed, there's always a winner.
What you've been waiting for, what you've been keeping on for, we have got the pod.
Brilliant.
We've got the pod panel.
Splendid.
So, and his kits as well. So they're all on the website. They're all live now. So get ahead.
So I'm going to let you three disappear off.
Go that way.
I'll let you go that way. And hello. Apparently Mike's quite quiet, so I've got to stand next to you. I just stand here.
Right.
We're still a long way away.
And I need to look down at you all the time.
Do you know, we've got a really tall, we've got I'm saying he's a kid, he's 18, and he's helping us out at the minute because we're really, really busy. And he's very, very tall. He's about 6'1" or something. And he comes over and when he talks to me, he does this. He just kind of looms over me, and I'm like, Jason, stop it.
Do you want to swap mics?
We might do.
We could do that.
We can hear you. You're just quiet. Do I need to
I
adjust
shout?
anything? Yes, just
Shall I
shout for
shout?
now,
Shall I
and I'll go
shout?
and find out if I need to adjust.
Okay then, no
So
problem.
if you want to let people know what you've got, and
Yeah.
if I need to swap a mic, I will come back and sort it for you.
Okay then,
No problem.
at all. So welcome everybody, thanks for joining me today. I'm just going to quickly whip down the counter and show you everything that I've got available. This is new to some of you, maybe not to others. These are my new bunch of bunnies. So you can pop them in a little pot if you want, or you've got hanging loops on them so you can hang them from the tree. And I've done them in two different ways. So you can see with this bunny, it's got a little like creased edge on it. And the other bunny, it's got a secret surprise because you can keep your little Easter eggs in there. Okay, so I'll show you when we come to demo how you do both. No, just only in some. So yeah, these are calorie free.
Oh no, I don't want that one.
Yeah, I just want the ones with the eggs.
I want that
in,
one,
don't
thanks.
you?
Bring it back later.
So, okay, so the full kit gives you all the materials you need to make 4 bunnies. Okay, so so it's good. You get a full set of instructions, all the materials, all the embellishment kits and everything in that little kit. Then something else new that I wanted to bring to you. Some of you might have seen this before. This is my gnome home. Okay, so I've put a kit together. So I used to sell it just as a pattern, but now I've got a kit available for you with all the applique in there, and you've got all the felts that you need for the kit. Also the buttons, the little gnome button is included, all the little flower buttons around the side, the pelmet violin that goes in to give it its rigidity, and the full pattern and instructions. So I've never done that before, but that's new. Then moving on, I've got a lot to get through, so sorry that I'm rushing through it all. I've got a nice little piece of red work. This is super handy if you like to sew on the move, because it's sort of transportable. You can take it everywhere with you. And I've put together a little kit for this. So you've got the pattern, full set of instructions. Also, you've got the template, so you can redo it, you know, a few other times if you want. And it doesn't say it on my website, okay? You've got a pre-printed panel. It does say that on the website. If you want on the website as well, you can buy the panel on its own if you don't want the pattern. Have I got that? How did I manage to put that upside down? 50-50 chance and got it the wrong way around. So it's a pre-printed panel, beautifully printed by Hayley, no less. And what I've done for the show is I've put a free skein of thread in there for you. So, so you can set off straight away in your van. And obviously you choose whatever fabric you want to put round the edge. Then, lots of you will know me for glitter felt. You know how I love a little bit of sparkle. So I've put a little kit together this time for all the glitters. So this is a little wall hanging. Okay, just put it on the front there for you to see. You don't have to be called Sophie, obviously. There's a full alphabet in the pattern, so you can put whatever name you want on there. You could extend it and make it so much longer, and then, you know, you could put happy birthday or something on there if you wanted. You know, the choice is yours. You can do anything with it. But you've got all the templates in there to make that. And I've put a kit together, but I could have cut the felt into small pieces, but I decided not to bother. So you've got loads and loads, gazillion sheets of felt in there to do the wall hanging. And also in the kit as well, you'll have seen me demo it before. Have a look on my Facebook channel if you want, Endless Threaders, to watch me demo on a Wednesday night. You'll see me demo quite often with freezer paper. So I've put 2 sheets of freezer paper in there to make it so much easier for you, okay, to cut all your applique. Right, and there's more. Okay, so now there's the templates, the stitchery doodah. So this is a full kit for you with all the felts and all the bits and pieces, all the fabric for the background. But the reason I brought this kit to you today is because I know some of you have gone wild for this. I also do a set of templates. There's £5 off the templates on the website, and they come in a set of 3, so you get the 3 shapes. I have got some on black here, so you might be able to see them closer. So there's the heart and the egg. Okay, and there's a flower as well. If I just bring the flower in as well. You'll get those, okay, the full set. They'll come to you with the plastic coating on there, and you just rip that off, and that's so that they're all nice and shiny and new, and you haven't got my horrible finger marks on them when you get them, so they're all sparkly and lovely. You can do lots of stuff with it, so even if you're not doing the Stitchery Doodah kit, the templates are good standalone. You can use them to cut applique shapes. You can do things out of glitter felt, maybe for Valentine's Day. And then I was showing the other day on my Facebook page, you could make little egg holders and that, which are quite nice for over Easter. So there's the templates with the £5 off. Then finally, my little creatures, my little characters. I brought a little mini cow for you, little mini daisy. Again, you've got everything in the kit, all the full instructions, all the materials that you require, including all the pre-made daisies and the calico to weight her base, everything in there. And I couldn't make a little cow without making a little Highland cow as well. So this one's got the super soft fur for its fringe, even got the safety eyes in there, and again, everything possible in the kit, including the pattern. So that's what I've got on the counter for you. I am going to mention one or two other little things before I just get on to demo. I've got the lovely little Easter wreath, okay, hippity hop. There's £5 off hippity hop on the website as well. Okay, and in that pattern, you get the instructions to make both designs. So that's also included is this design here with all the Easter eggs. And also on the back wall, if I can just draw your attention to the back wall, you can see little Eggsy here. So Eggsy's got a limited life now, bless him. Okay, he's got £6 off him, I think, on the website. You get all the applique. I've seen some beautiful examples of this on my website. People have made it with all different fabrics and put it on all manner of cushions, and also made bags and that with it. And then you can see he comes in a different colour as well. There's £5 off him, £6, sorry. And there's little Sprout, who's here as well. The full kit for that, I can show you those later when we come back and do it again. There's quite a big reduction on him as well. So without further ado, I'm going to have a little go at demoing for you. So let's have a little look at the bunny, okay? So in your kit, you'll have a really nice big piece of fleece, but you can see here it's just trimmed down a bit because I've already been at it to make a few bunnies. You can pin the pattern pieces. You get 2 of them in the kit to your fleece. And if I turn it over, you can see from here, you can see where I've stitched around the pattern, obviously from this side, but I'm showing you the back. Okay, I'd stitch around there with the pattern still attached. And then I remove the pattern, okay, and then I'm going to cut out the bunny. So here's one I prepared earlier, and I've just trimmed it out. Now, one of the reasons that I do this is you can see I haven't had to worry about the 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I haven't had to worry about how neat or anything I've been. It's quite simple to sew in this manner. It might be a little bit unusual to you. And then once you've done that, you're going to turn it through. So we're going to take his little ears and pull his little ears through. So sometimes when I'm pulling things through in that, I use forceps. I've also got those on the page, on the Secret Sewing Club page, if you need to have a look for them. It makes it so much easier to turn things through. Actually, turning things through is a lot easier when you're not demonstrating. I think all the girls will admit to that as well. It's like threading a needle. When they just said a couple of seconds ago, you've got 2 minutes before you go on air, I tried to thread a needle. This is where I had boxing gloves on, the mess I made of it. So, right, so I'm just poking his ears through. And the other good thing with forceps is, unlike a pair of scissors, they haven't got a sharp end. So you haven't got to worry about them poking through the seams. And then once I've done that, I do actually take mine to the iron, and sometimes I will iron the ears. Another thing I like to use is from your stash is a teaspoon. I always find teaspoons really good for poking things through. It's got a nice rounded edge, and sometimes I'll go wild in the aisles and use a dessert spoon as well.
Never a soup spoon?
Oh, never a soup spoon. No, it's a bit deep, a soup spoon, isn't it? It's a bit too deep for me. So, and you've got a posh house if you've got soup spoons. We've got like a one spoon fits all kind of house we are.
That's the kind I would need, but I think sometimes they come in sets.
Yeah.
They come in sets, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, I mean, I know it when we're... I'm just going to come and join in. When we're at Matt's house, there's a whole drawer, and there seems to be more spoons than anything else. And they're all different shapes and sizes.
There's a spoon for every occasion.
I think it came in a set.
Have you seen the grapefruit spoons as well, with like the little serrated bit down the side and whatever? Oh yeah, there's all manner of
That's
all
way
manner
too
of
posh.
spoons.
That is way too posh.
I didn't say I had any. I just said, have you seen them?
I like a cake fork.
Yeah, the little dainty ones with
I like a cake fork.
Feels
'cause
quite
it's
posh, like you're having a bit of afternoon tea.
Yeah, a little bit like a spoon, but it's got forky edges.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to email in with your favourite spoon, then we've had worse conversations on here, haven't we?
There was a question actually about your glitter felt. Is it washable? Can they wash it? Have you ever washed it?
Yeah, I've washed it because I thought I'd better wash it just to make sure before I sell it. If you do wash it, only hand wash it. Okay, and be gentle with it.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Okay,
you just
so-
look like you're looking at nobody, so I'm gonna just
Oh, do I?
stand here.
Sorry.
Well, she was all right.
I don't know, there's
I'll
cameras
come and talk
everywhere.
to you.
There's-
There you go. You have Sarah.
There's all the tech, isn't there? I'm looking at a monitor. It's a bit like, you know when we're on Facebook? And I don't know where I'm looking when I'm on Facebook.
It's all right. I'll just wave at you.
Yeah,
I'll be
thank you.
floor manager. It's this one.
Yeah, and why did you put me first?
Well,
I could have
somebody
followed
had to
everybody-
go
I could have followed
first.
everybody else,
did
couldn't
well,
I?
lovely.
You've done a lovely job.
Let's get back to what I do know how to do. So in your kit as well, you'll have little pieces of felt, okay, and these are for the inner ears. Now it's up to you what you do with it. You can hand sew them or you can machine sew them. I choose to machine sew because it's something that I like doing. You can use glue pens. So a glue pen's really handy. Put a little spot of glue on the back. It's the reason I do this rather than put a pin on there is the pin can often get in the way. If you need the sew line glue pens, I did ask Sarah to bring some. She sells them. So when you get down to Sarah later, have a look at the glue pens. So then once you've done that, I'll just give you another little pointer. When I was making these initially, okay, if I just look at one that's made, and that, when I started to make them, I did them initially without the inner ears on there. I think it's worth the effort to put the little pink bit in there because I think it gives it a little bit more character, okay? But if you're making to sell and you're in a hurry, then feel free to miss out that little bit. So we've sewn those on and then we just go for the features. So in your kit, okay, you're going to have a lovely little bag of goodies. You can have all the eyes, the pom-poms and everything. A few little tips for you. When you sew the eyes on, okay, I sew them on with a white thread because then when I pull it through to the back, it doesn't show up. If I'd used a black thread, which is you're more tempted to do because the eyes are black, then you'd see big black marks on the back. And also, because I know I'm aware of time and whatever, a couple of other things to give the bunnies a little bit more interest. Just get your needle and thread, okay, and then you can just sew the ears down as well to give them a little bit more character, or just with the ears, fold the ear like so, and then just put a couple of little stitches across there, and then what that'll do is it'll just give it a little bend in there, and then it just gives the bunny a little bit more, you know, like a little bit of character, I think is the word I'm looking for. How are we doing for time, Hayley?
All right. Because I miscalculated. I thought we'd gone back to 3 hours, haven't we?
Oh,
rather
right.
than 2. So I
Okay.
said like 10, 15 minutes. We've got loads of time.
Oh, have we?
So I'll
All
tell you
right.
what, go for another 3 and
Okay,
then we'll
then.
let you have a little rest
All
because
right
we did
then.
chuck you in at the deep end.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So the rest of his features are quite simple, okay? You're just going to take a needle and thread. I'm always say to people, don't agonise, right, over spending ages worrying about this, okay? Just take a little stitch here and then just do his whiskers, go out to the edge, back to the centre. Don't spend ages mapping them out, okay? It's a bunny. It'll add a little bit of character if they're a little bit random. Keep on just, you can use embroidery thread if you want. I've just used normal sewing thread. Don't worry about the little bits in the centre. We're going to cover that up. Okay, and I'm not going through to the back. I'm only staying on the front, so you're not going to see anything in the front. And I'm going to continue doing that. And then I'm going to take my pom-poms, okay, and then with a white thread, I'm going to stitch the pom-poms in place, like so. And then all of a sudden, he'll have all his little character. Can you see that? Just like so. He'll be, and then we're going to put little eyebrows on him. And then just be mindful when you put the eyebrows on, depending on the placement of the eyebrows, he can look like he's a little bit stressed, or he can look like he's a little bit angry, okay? So think about where you place the eyebrows. Also with the eyes, you can have them spaced apart or close together. And just 1 or 2 other things I want to share with you, just to add a little bit of dimension to the carrot. So you can see how I did the little curves in the carrot bottom. Okay, I got an embroidery thread, and I wrap the embroidery thread around the carrot, okay, like so, which gives me the nice sort of like caterpillar ridge. And then when I come through to the back, I feed that up a ½ inch on the back, so you can't see the thread traveling because it's hidden underneath. And then I pull the thread tight, Okay, it gives me another little ridge, and then I go round, back round again, and work my way further up. And then just finally, just so you can see, when we do the carrot with the little pocket in there, because I think this is the best one, I tell you to cut the piece of fleece, okay? Just turn over either edge so we can have a little seam either edge, like so. Put the carrot together. We're going to stitch from that opening down only. So if I bring this one in, you can see what I've stitched from the opening down, and then we gather the top. So then when we turn it through, we can stuff the bottom. If I know I've skipped through quite a bit of this quickly, okay, because I'm aware of the time in there, but if you go on to my Facebook page, you'll be able to see me demo the full thing. I make the complete thing on my Facebook page. I think I did it last week, so or the week before. So you can go onto the Facebook page and see. And then I'm just going to stuff the bottom of the carrot. And by doing that, it enables me to have enough space then to feed my Easter egg in nicely. Now, if you've made the opening too big, you can add a few extra stitches, or if you've made the opening too small, you can rip the seam a little bit, but they will be perfectly formed for you to pop the eggs in and out. And there he is, your little bunny. Kit makes 4 of them.
I have some comments / questions.
Oh, right.
A lot of them are fork based.
Oh, are they?
You know, a lot of them are fork based. One of them is about this actually. Sarah Jane says the gnome home is lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Very
Thank
appreciative
you.
of the gnome home. And then you don't use a soup spoon for soup. In our house, they use to dish out the dog food. Carol Jackson always uses a cake fork. So somebody who was with Sasha on the cake fork. And Joyce has got a set of Knorks.
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 And what is a Knork?
Well,
knife, fork
it's
and
like a spoon, knife and fork. She's got some for her grandson who had problems holding cutlery.
I'm going to
Wow.
have a...
Just one
Search in a
utensil
minute
for
for-
everything.
You can
Yeah.
cut, stab and
Scoop.
brilliant.
Wow,
One.
Yeah.
Need one.
fabulous, fabulous.
Awesome.
Well, I'm glad I got them
See
to
all this
talk.
cutlery knowledge
Oh,
that you
yeah.
never knew you needed.
Yeah. And, can I just share one last thing?
Yes, of course
just
you can.
Before you go, I know some of you are aware of this, but just it's a little freebie. So I always like to mention free things. So it's Happy Easter. Okay, there we go. It's a free applique on my website. So you can do what you want with it. You can make a little banner out of it. I made a cushion out of it.
Right, talking about your website, because we haven't worked out, well, somebody in the gallery has taken away the cable that we need to get the computer that puts the websites up to talk to the computer that puts the stuff on the
That's
telly.
okay. That's my world all over.
That's fine. So I have improvised.
Yeah.
I'll go and get my laptop and we will show people where your website is and exactly what you need to see. So you can do more questions.
I was just going to say on YouTube, say hello to Jeanette because she says, good afternoon, ladies. So nice to see you all together. What a great afternoon it's going to be. And then I think this is our Moira. Just don't say knickers to Sarah because she'll be laughing all afternoon.
That's my fault, sorry.
She made me corpse the other day on a live to the point that I had tears running down my face. And
What about your big knickers?
No, this was about a pattern that I'd done that looks like a pair of knickers apparently. And nobody had seen it until that point and I proper corpsed. So yeah, rat bag.
So I've also, sorry, I've lost it now.
It's because we're going across 4 different platforms trying to get all the questions, which is a little bit more
I've
challenging.
got a lady, I think her name
But-
is Laura, sorry, and she's making a Tilda Dashhound at the moment, which sounds nice.
Aw.
Very nice.
Send us a picture.
Yeah, send pictures in.
I don't
I'll
know
give
how we're
you-
going to get them to the gallery,
fine.
but
By the
that's
time-
fine.
You
I've
can
got
do
another
it.
question for Gail. Gail, this is from Laura Harris. You said about fish tank stones for adding weight. Is that grit or pebbles? I didn't know which when I went to the pet shop.
Grit. The pebbles would be they'd be like a little bit lumpy on the bottom, so the grit is the best.
Excellent, because I know that's what you put in the bottom of a lot of your things if you want to make them either stand up straight or you want to make them into door stops and things.
Yeah, and if you message me, or what I'll do is when I get home tonight, which will be very late, I'll post a picture.
Well, especially if Sarah's still driving.
Yeah, especially if she has a little detour again.
I actually think I got
I'll
here
post a picture.
quicker from Weymouth than you did from Wales.
Yeah, well, we were doing really well, but we were gossiping
did it in
so
like
much in the car. I
3.5 hours.
missed a whole
Small
junction.
Snacks.
3.5 hours.
Went off on a
There were
detour.
roadworks.
There was.
We have had snack chat, haven't we?
Yes,
we
there's
have
a
had
lot of snacks in the building today, so we will
Favourite
enjoy that
snow in-
shortly.
Snow in snack. Snow in snack?
Do you
That's
know-
not
Well, see,
right.
it can't
Do
be
you know what
anything
I
like
found?
crisps
The
because that's
sour
too greasy.
cherries. The sour cherries that are like forest fruits or something they're called, but they are dried cherries in dark chocolate.
Oh, I think Sarah was eating those the other day. I don't do dark chocolate.
I must say,
Oh,
M&S do their own equivalent, and they are smaller, which means you can pick up more.
Get more in.
Empty them straight into your
Right.
gob.
Shouldn't be demonstrating that.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Sasha, I feel very left out for you on the corner here. You've got no idea what's going on here. Sasha, I'm going to send you off to your bit. I'm going to show
Perfect.
everybody Gail's website
Perfect.
before we head over to you. So I apologise that we haven't got the graphics up, but this is Gail's website. And if you head onto there, most of the products that she's got on today will be in the latest product section here. Or you can go to the Secret Sewing Club category. So I'm trying, it's pretty hard to kind of, there's a cow in my way. I can't, thanks.
There you go.
Thanks. I'm upside down and back to front. Oh, over there. Yeah, there you go. And there's a Secret Sewing Club category. It's right at the bottom.
Of course it is.
Thank you. Don't look at my dirty laptop. And you click on that and everything that Gail's showing you will be in there today.
Thank you.
No
Yes, it will
problem.
be. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here we go.
Right.
Improvise. I'm gonna
We're
get
improvising everything. So, Sasha, would you like to sit down? Because we need you to do some work now.
I was going to start here.
Okay, that's fine.
You can
Sorry.
do that one, love.
You have that
I'll do your questions for
Okay,
you.
splendid. You do the questions.
I got 2 phones.
I'm going to go
all
move
good.
stuff, and I'll see you in a minute. Over to you,
I
Sasha.
love how
We
chaotic
need,
it
we
is.
need to get her a badge. We need to get her a badge, like floor manager, stroke computer, stroke. Yeah.
It's got like a triangle.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I've
I
got a
think
badge
this is-
that states what sort of mood I'm in that day, that I can just move the... Hayley needs one that's just all hats.
All the hats. I've got all the hats, Sasha. All the hats.
She has. But a lot of you have been asking. They are now ready, and so we have got the pod panel ready for you. Now, you can get the pod panel on the website on its own. I'm so excited for this. I am so excited for this. So on here, you are, I know you can't see it particularly well. Oh, look at that. Yes, you can. So you will see you are getting 3 pods on here with hanging tabs as well. Now there is plenty of hanging tabs, so you can put 1 on, you can put 2 on, whichever, but you are getting the large, which is here. You are getting the medium pod, and then you are getting the small pod. On iron-on interfacing, so this can just stay inside. Thank you. This can just stay inside once you have actually fused it in place to the back of your fabric, and you can just cut round them. It just stays. So I'm just going to show you, this is the large. Now, we were actually talking earlier, this is a really nice big size. So you've got the large, the medium and the small. Now, if you've got a doweling rod at home, or you go to that wonderful shop called IKEA, they do doweling rods that have got all the hooks and everything on, which you can, I think they're about £3.50. They're really, really cheap. So you can actually hang these on your doweling, and then you've also got the hooks, the metal hooks that come with them. So on the website, we've done it that the panel is available on its own, or there is 4 variations of kit that you can buy. So I'm just going to lay that one down a second so I don't knock it over. So the first one is the geometric green. So you are getting the geometric green and grey, and this is almost like a baby blue. It's got like a grey hue to it as well. And that's the matching geometric. So that's the geometric green. We have then got the beautiful orange.
Which bit is it in?
So if you go to project bundles,
Okay. Haha.
there we are.
We'll do this earlier this time, so we can see. So project bundles. Let me see if I can scroll upside down. Oh, it turns out I can.
There you
Oh,
go.
I've got to click on that.
Yep, click on
upside down.
that.
I can't see my pointer. Where's my pointer gone? Oh, there it is.
There you go. And then it will
Ooh,
come up.
it's big.
There is a choose. You can do.
Oh, that choose here.
Yes, that's it. So you can go onto there. You can choose out of the 4, or if you don't want it as a kit, you can just go for the panel on its own.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Perfect. So you have got the orange geometric, which again has got the grey and the beautiful blue in there, and it's got the mustard, which for your lining. But you can do them either way round. You know, you could do this one as your lining if you wanted to, and this is your outside. Then we have got the most wanted fabric at the moment, which is the navy butterflies with the navy plain. Now, this one, as I say, it's got the metallic gold on there. You are getting 3/4 of a metre of each fabric, so you're getting plenty in case you make a mistake. You are also getting 1/2 metre of wadding and one of the panels as well.
And Chris says, well done, it matches your nails beautifully.
Oh, I know. Are we doing nail cam today, Chris? Can we do nail cam? Oh, look, it's like I've never been away. Like I've never been away. Look at that. There is a whole thing called Sasha Nail Cam.
Is there?
Because people...
Is it like an OnlyFans thing?
I wish. I wish. I wish. I mean, there's me getting very, very excited over the fact that yesterday I went properly live on TikTok platform, and it was like the 3rd or 4th time, and I earned money on TikTok for the first time.
Well done.
1 cent.
Wow! Don't spend it all at once.
But it was.
Frame that one though.
But it was 1 cent more than I had before I did it. So sorry. So we have also got the white, the cream with blue butterflies. So again, that is probably this one is more popular than the navy, but a lot of people buy the navy with the butterflies as meterage for dresses, whereas this one for handbags and things like that. But I just think that this one, it just looks absolutely stunning. So, as I said, you are getting the pod panel, you are getting 3/4 of a metre of your outside fabric, 3/4 of a metre of your lining fabric, 1/2 metre of wadding. You don't have to use wadding if you don't want to. So these have got the wadding inside. It's 80-20 wadding. You know what I'm like, I'm a bit of a wadding snob, I'm afraid, so I do like a really nice wadding. It just means that because it's 80-20, it's got that cotton, it's got that bit of polyester, so it is rigid enough to stand up if you don't want to hang them. But also I think they're great as well, just to go behind your sewing machine to, you know, you can actually put your scraps in, or you could pop all sorts of bits and pieces in. Down the very, very front, sorry, Chris, we've also got against the black, sorry, I can't read, I don't want to lean over.
Hang on, my lovely. There we go.
Thank you. I don't want to lean over. So we have got some, thank you, we have got some rulers in stock. So we have got the bag corner, which is this one, which has also got your binding, your bias binding, different shapes in, and again, same thing as the OG, the original. So the original ruler with no numbers, basically it's I designed it for people like myself that have additional needs, adverse abilities, as we say. And sometimes when I look at busy rulers, it's just a bit foggy. So I wanted something where I could mark my seam allowances without having to worry about trying to really concentrate and work out where numbers were. And then obviously we have got the little sewing gauge, which you all absolutely love. So it does your 7/8, your 5/8, your 1/4 of an inch, your 3/8 and your 1/2 an inch. So again, this is a really, really nice one just to add into your basket. So let me take you over to the sewing machine. It's very weird being all on your own, you know. I could do anything now. And they're actually at the other end of the well, you've come now.
I've come now, you see, yeah. I've just,
Yeah.
You were like, oh, I don't like being by myself. So,
I don't like being by
so
myself.
Patricia's saying that we should get Hayley a badge that says General Dog's Body.
Hello, sorry, what?
General dog spotting, apparently.
Oh, that's one of my signs?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was chatting to Gail. I don't know if they can see us because we're right down here.
Oh no, we've got a whole show.
We're just chatting down here.
There's a long shot. We can see you guys.
Hiya. Yeah, I tried to get out the fire escape to get snacks out of my car. I'd locked the car, which was sad. So now I'm going to go get the keys so I can go get the snacks out of the car.
I was going to say, did anybody actually think to bring milk?
No, it's black coffee for us. That's it.
Apparently there's milk in the fridge, Chris says.
Oh, is there?
I'll go and check.
Has it been there since
Right,
September?
Sasha, you do your thing. I'll go
Sorry.
and check the milk.
Haley's going to check the
You
milk.
guys are getting so many sneak peeks of this studio as well. Like you're seeing all
I know, it's great,
all
isn't
the
it?
stuff. We'd have never been allowed to do that.
Look at that.
Look at that. You can see how it's all set up. Getting a proper little sneak peek behind the curtain.
It is. It's really nice to see it like that. Right, so what I have done is I have fused onto the back of what I'm going to use as my... Sasha, how many years have you been doing it to know which way round you've got to get it? So this is the medium size pod. Now, if anybody wants me to... I knew that I would probably get a question saying... So that's about 15 inches across. So the medium ones are a really nice, good size. And then you've got the amazing little hanging tab there. And what I tend to do is I layer up like so. I'm going to stick some pins in. Now you can either cut it out with rotary cutter or you can cut it out with scissors. The other thing to remember is this line that's here, this is your 1/4 of an inch. So you're not having to concentrate. You can just crack on and cut away. And I just like the fact that I can leave the interfacing in here, especially if I'm using like a little bit of a lighter weight, like a lawn or something like that. I can just leave it in there.
While you're cutting out, I'm going to ask you about a new little venture that the ladies can join you on.
Yeah.
Because I found out about this the other day when I got dragged into a live with you and our Adam. Do you want to tell the ladies where they can join you for a little online class?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing an online class in April, and it's on a Friday evening, and it's basically, it's not a Zoom. Some people have sort of said they get a little bit worried about being on a Zoom camera and things like that. So it's not a Zoom, but we can see all the comments. You can watch exactly what's happening and you can go back and get the recording as well. Adam's going to do a little bit of a sing song, which is always good. And we're going to make a cushion. So we're going to make a cushion. It's just really something that Adam and I want to try, see if it works.
So when is it? Do you need me to, shall I look it up?
Can you look it up?
I want to
say.
It's on Creative Hideaway, isn't it?
Yeah, Creative Hideaway.
So
and I want to say it's the 11th, I want to say.
Let's have a look. So it's on, if you go to creativehideaway.co.uk, there is the Secret Sewing Club retreat on there. There is still time. You can still come along. There are still a few spaces on that one, which is April the 12th. And then I'm just trying to go down and find...
Is it on there yet?
Oh, it's not on there, lovely. I'm sure it's the 11th. I'm sure it's the day before the retreat, isn't it?
I'm sure it is. If you go onto Adam's page...
Hang on, I'll do it that way instead on Facebook, yeah.
Because it might be that he's been away, hasn't he, this weekend?
Yeah.
So he probably hasn't, bless him, been able to
Here we go, right. Let's see if I can find... Oh, there we go. Oh no, that was you being on all round mine. Anyway, I know it's 30 quid because I remember you telling me that.
I'm sure it's the night before your one.
There it is. There it is. No, that's Sasha. That's just you being on his live. It is. It's the 11th. I'm sure it's the 11th of April.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the night before.
You can book through Creative Hideaway.
Yeah.
And it's £30 and it's 3 hours of 2 hours.
6 till 9.
6 till 9. 3 hours of sewing with Sasha. You're going to make a cushion out of your stash. So you've got stuff you've got at home.
Yep, you haven't got to worry about any of that. You just crack on, use bits that you've got at home. Or even if you just want a general chit chat and just pop your comments in and you know, and then have the classes another time.
Oh.
You don't need to do it then, because I know that a couple of people are wanting to book, but are coming to your retreat, so they're
Yes.
going to have it and then do it at a later time.
So we've got some more comments as well. Betty's saying that Hayley needs a badge that says boss. Definitely.
Definitely.
Sandra's asking, could you use Bozal or would that be too sturdy for hanging pods?
You can. It's all right, I've just phoned my tag away. Sasha's doing her usual go through the bin. You can use Bozal, no problem at all. It just comes with wadding. The small one,
That's
the
nice.
smallest one, it might be a little bit too stiff if you were using in our form. But if you want to have a go with in our form, you can use it, no problem. And then
Jane's saying she loves the sound of scissors cutting fabric.
I know,
It is
I
quite
do.
ASMR, isn't it?
It is.
We should be whispering as we're doing it.
I know, I must say.
Oh,
What,
fabric
just
cutting.
scissor?
Fabric cutting, yeah.
Can you imagine Sasha on OnlyFans with a pair of scissors just going, oh, do I?
You
Well,
can
it's a
make
waste
that
of
sound
fabric.
and then cut the fabric. Not when they're paying you for it, love. It's not a waste then.
Okay.
And Daphne's saying she's loving your tattoos, Sasha. She's not normally a tattoo person, but yours are amazing.
Oh,
From Ottawa in Canada.
Oh, yeah, the whole tattoos cause discussions wherever I go because obviously they're sewing themed. So this is the actual, well, I can talk about them now, can't
Yeah.
I?
I
I
had
can
my
actually,
first one last week.
I can actually talk about my tattoos because I wasn't allowed before. So,
I've got an open drinks container in here.
and she's eating a crisp.
You're going to eat
So-
in the studio.
We have got, this is the sewing machine that I actually learnt to sew on, that was my nan's. And then we have my nan's scissors that were, my granddad actually had them made for my nan for her 21st birthday and I've still got them. And that is her actual scissors. I've then got flying geese. I've then got some of my nan's hat pins, thimble, and then obviously tape measure. And I've got some blocks as well. But yeah, it wasn't a necessity to do the job that I do to get them, but sewing's always been.
I had at the grand age of 51, I had my first tattoo
Well,
3 weeks ago.
it's not that bad, is it?
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Oh, I got gecko.
Are you
Of
going
course
to get
I
it
got
out?
a
Of
gecko.
course she got a gecko.
Oh, she's got it out as
She
well.
got a gecko.
I don't think.
Put
And
your foot
and
on
it
the,
is,
on the
it's-
thing.
Hang on.
Can you get your foot?
Can we get?
Can Sarah get her leg
I was going to
over?
get it on 4. You're all right.
Here we go. Right.
There
I
we
had
go.
a little gecko, and then he's got 5 little footprints for my 5 kids.
That is the cutest. See, they all mean something. So I've got my mandala, which is obviously for mental health and other things, and the amount of drapes and beads is all personal to me. Then this one was actually designed by Lily, and she's got the moon in the middle of hers, and I've got the sun, and we've both got the same, and we went and had them done on her 18th birthday.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, myself and...
And the rest, I'm sorry, I can't show you.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Sarah, Jane and Sean, we all had geckos done. Instead of buying Christmas presents for each other, we decided this year we were just all going to have a gecko tattoo. So that's what we did.
Perfect, see? Right, so
It didn't hurt either. I was really excited. I've got
Doesn't
quite a
hurt.
high pain threshold.
Doesn't
but
hurt.
it's that fear of the unknown thing, isn't it? I was a bit like, oh, am I going to do this? But actually, it was fine.
No, it doesn't
Genuinely
hurt.
fine.
People do, yeah, and then people use numbing cream and things. Don't use numbing cream.
Yeah.
Don't use numbing cream. Right, so we have cut these out, and you've got your tag here, and all we've done is we've folded that, and we're going to top stitch down through, and then we are going to go over to pass, and I will get everything ready for the next demo. So that is our little hangy all ready to get started on this. But yeah, Are we ready to, or do you want me to carry on?
No, we can swap over and you can finish it off in the next
come
half.
back in a minute.
Yeah.
Gail's gone to make coffees, I think.
Oh,
I don't know who's having. We did find some milk. 24th. That's tomorrow.
What, September?
No, it was March, so it's fine. So, Vicky, I know we're going to head across to you. And what do you got? Because I think we've all seen these either on. I don't know who does social media, but there's loads of you guys about at the minute.
Yeah, I do most of the social media.
Little videos for pars popping up left, right, and centre. So
I'm going to, because it's my first time doing this, and I don't know if a lot of people know of us or have got them in the cupboard, not used them for a while. So I'm going back to basics, going back to the beginning.
Perfect.
How to set up your machine, your foot, and the equipment that you need, and how to do it.
I'll tell you what I'll do then. You get cracking with that.
Yeah.
Ignore me because I'm going to move your overhead in place so we can see exactly what you're doing.
Okay.
So it's
I'll
over
chat
to
with
you.
the person, Right. Hello everyone. Hi. Right. So we do quilting rulers. That's our specialist thing that we do, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to do. You don't have to have loads of experience. You can be a beginner. Also, you can have lots of experience and still get lots of pleasure and lots of use out of our rulers. So the first thing that we need to do this is we need our foot. Here we go. So this is our special ruler foot, our pars ruler foot that fits nicely with our rulers. So we've got two types of feet. We've got this one here, that's the low shank one. And then we've got this one here, which is the high shank one. So we get a lot of questions about what machine theirs is. Is it a high shank or a low shank? So I haven't got time to go through them all today because there's so many. But what I would say is if you look on your manual of your machine, or if you can't find it there, we have got a list on our website, a big long list. Again, it might not have everything there, so if you still need to get in touch, we can find out what your machine is and we can tell you which one that we need. So our feet do fit most machines. There are a few exceptions, mainly Benina, they've got their own foot, and a few others, so if you're unsure, get in touch. But these feet, they're really easy to put onto your machine. You just need the screw that comes with your machine. So you don't need an additional screw, you just need the one it comes with. So you just take off your foot that you've got on and you just position it and you just use the original screw to screw it on. And what you're looking for is it's nice and tight so it doesn't move when you're sewing. You want your needle in the middle of the hole that's in the foot. And that's the main things that you're looking for. So that's the first thing that you need is the foot. The second thing that you need is a mat. So I've got here my Sew Slip mat. And with this, if I turn it over, it's nice and tacky on that side, so it will stick to your extension table if you have one. And then what it does is it gives you that gliding motion that we're going to need to produce our super patterns that we're going to do. Okay, and the good thing about this mat is that if the tackiness fades over time, all you need to do is just wash it with some plain water. Don't use any soap or any detergent, just plain water, hang it up to dry, and it will bring it back to life. It'll become tacky again, and you can keep using it for another few years. So it's really simple to use, and it gives you that motion. Okay, and then the third thing that we need is our ruler. So we've got loads of choices. I think we've got about over 70 different rulers on our website. This is our straight line ruler. This is perfect if you are a beginner ruler. If you've never done it before or you just want to practice, it's great for beginners, and then you can also work your way up to doing some really complicated patterns that look complicated but they are easy to produce. Okay, so that's the first things that you need. So that's one shape ruler, and then we've got our second ruler here, which is just more of a square shape, and this is the rectangular shape. Okay, so once we've got everything that we need to set up our machine. So each machine will be slightly different, but you need to set it up for free motion settings. So on mine, I've dropped the feed dogs down, I've set it up for free motion. You can put your stitch length to 0. If you don't have 0, you just put your stitch length to the lowest stitch length that you've got. Set it all up for free motion ruler. Once that's it, you're ready to go. Okay, so I will start with I'm going to show you a bit of a demo for the straight line ruler. So I've got a few examples of what the straight line ruler can achieve. There's some here, these are all the straight lines, and we've got some over there. But but I will just show you the basics. And if you can see as well, each ruler, if you have a look on the different ones, I've got all these lines here. Can you see these lines? Now these lines have all got a purpose. They're our scroll lines or our guidelines. So on this one, these ones are all inch apart, so you can do measurements. And then we've got these ones here, which are 1/4 of an inch apart. And then we've got your angles, your 45-degree angle, your 90-degree angle. So they're all there to help you. And once you start sewing, you will see how important they are.
Quick question for you, if that's
Yes.
okay, lovely. Again, lovely Jeanette is just saying it. She's so pleased to see Par's rulers again. She has a lot of their rulers in the starter kit.
Yep.
And it always surprises her how the design turns out, which is amazing.
Yep.
But then somebody else asked, is there a list somewhere of which shank they need for their computer? If you've got one like on your website.
There's one on the website. If you go to the main page, it says, what foot do I need? You go on there. Obviously, it's not got every single machine ever on there.
Yeah.
It's got most of the machines. And if it's not on there, get in touch and we will find out what it is for you. I haven't got them all memorised yet. I know some of them, but I can't, not all of them.
Oh,
so.
can we quiz you later?
Quiz,
We
please.
could be like, oh, what's this one?
No, so there is a list on the website. If it's missing, it's not on there, let us know and we'll find out.
Fabulous.
That's the easiest way to do it.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah,
Carry
thank
on,
you.
lovely. I'm going back to my cup of coffee.
Enjoy. I do feel a bit boring because I don't have any tattoos to show you, so I'm sorry about that. I know. Maybe in a few years. Okay, so I'm going to start with the straight line ruler. Like I said, you just need to practice with this. If you can practice with this for 10-15 minutes, you will get on top of this, no problem. So first thing we need to do, you always need to start with your foot down and your needle down. Okay, and I'm just going to do a straight line just to show you. So just move that out of the way, because the foot and the ruler are both the same size, so they are, it acts a bit like a stencil. It can control what you're doing and it makes it nice and easy. Just go from one side to the other. Okay, and then the trick is you must stop with your needle down and then you can leave your material in place. So if you've got a large project, you don't need to keep turning it round. You can if you want to, if you're doing a smaller thing like a table runner or a mat or something like that. But what you do then is you just turn the rule around and then you put the scroll lines that I was talking earlier about, whatever angle you want, 90-degree angle, 45-degree angle, whatever you want, you put what you've just stitched on top, underneath. You put the scroll line on top, your stitching's underneath, and then you can carry on in your new direction. So this gives you the nice angle that you're after. So I'm just going to sew a bit further down. Again, start with the needle down, and I'm going to try a different angle this time. So I'm going to go all the way back up, so I'm just going to be making a triangle, basically. Okay, and I'll show you what that looks like. There you go. So it's just, you can get your perfect angles on there, and you can do all sorts with this straight line ruler. You can do diamonds, zigzags, and you can just work your way up. But what I would do, like I said, for the first half an hour, 15 minutes, whatever, is just play with the ruler. Just get that down where you can just move it in any direction, make any angle, and then this will just give you the basis going forward for any of the other rulers. Okay, or if you've not done it for a while, you know, and you need a refresher, you just get this ruler and give it a go. Okay, and I must mention as well that the nice shapes for your hands as well. So what you need to do regarding your hands is you don't need any gloves or any grips or anything like that. You just need a light pressure on the ruler and a light pressure on the material. And because you've got the mat, it means you can just glide along nicely. So you don't need to put too much pressure on. You can just glide nice and slowly back and forth and create whatever shapes and patterns that you're after. And because you've got the scroll lines on, if you're wanting to do cubes or boxes of a set length, certain length, anything like that, you've got all your measurements that you're after. Okay, so you can just keep going. Like I said, you don't need to move your material can stay stationary and you can just keep going. Also, if you don't have to have the extension table, if you don't have an extension table, you can still use it. What I would recommend is turning your machine round so it just gives you that little bit extra space. Okay, so you can just build and build that up. So what I'll do now is I'll put the straight line ruler back and we will start a different ruler. Put that down there. So I'm going to look at now is the heart ruler. Okay, so as you can see here, now it might not look like a heart, but I promise you it is. We've got two different sizes. We've got the large size here and the small size, and then we've got the channel in between. So the reason why we've got this channel is that you can do it all in one thread. You don't have to keep stopping and starting. You can just keep going and keep going. So the first thing that we're going to do is a stack of hearts. I'll show you how to do that. So again, we just need to start, decide where you want to start, foot down, needle down, and the trick to this is that you just sew half the heart at a time. So I'm going to go from one side all the way down till I get to the end. Okay, and stop with the needle down, and then you can just slide the ruler back to the beginning point, and then you can just sew the same section again. Okay, we'll just do one more of those so you can see. So slide it down and then round, just like that. And you can carry on for as long as you like, so you could make this a lovely, I like doing this as like a border. It just fits perfectly. And then what we then do is we slide it to the other side. So that's where we use the channel there. And we can use the scroll line to put the first half of the heart underneath. And then that means that when we sew up the other side, it will be nice symmetrical heart, and the end point will be the start point of the previous one. So just do that again. I'll show you how to do that again. Just keep going. All the way around. Okay, last one, and then I'll show you what this looks like. So it's very quick, very simple, and very easy to get really nice patterns and shapes with this. You don't have to be super experienced, you can start from basics. Okay, and there's the hearts there that we've just done.
Splendid.
Okay.
Have you got another one that you want to show us, or do you want to leave it there for
Leave it
now?
there and show the others after.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sarah, you're at the wrong end of the studio. Run, love, run, 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 with your cup of coffee. Splendid.
I've got another question for you though,
Okay.
before we swap over. Are rulers different for low shank and high shank?
For ours, as long as you've got the right foot on, they are the same ruler for both.
Perfect.
So if you do swap machines, you can use
You
your
just
same
need-
ruler.
You might need a different foot.
You might need a different foot, but it'd be the same rulers, yeah.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Are you just going to wander over and just go that way?
How elegant can I do this?
Oh, walking and
Oh,
talking,
perfect.
nice.
Walking and talking. I'm like, blew my neck.
Yeah, hide the coffee. No open containers in the studio. Shh. Well, no, there's so many rules because it says no mobile phones out there, doesn't it?
Oh,
It says no
absolutely. Which
mobile
camera am I on?
phones.
6?
It says none of this, none of that, none of the other. We've broken them all. You haven't even plugged your iron in because you've been chatting with Gail.
Too much today.
Remember, your 5 is
5.
yours, and then 6 is for other bits.
Right.
And I'll go and move the dinosaur cam now.
Okie doke.
It's like Jurassic Park, isn't it?
Like Stegosaurus.
Gail, have you got any googly eyes handy?
Oh, we could put some googly eyes on it. That would be good.
We could just googly eye it
It's
when
like a
nobody's
giant
in.
Diplodocus. Right,
Shall
here we
we?
go. Plugged in now. Hiya guys, you're right. It's slightly chaotic, but it's fun chaos, isn't it? That's what we like, absolutely. So I've got a few little bargains for you on these ones. Some bits are reduced, some are old favourites, but we're going to start with some charm packs. So I've got all these charm packs. Again, remember that this is on our website, whitegeckocraftlounge.co.uk. Hopefully the graphics will turn over in the moment because it's still past rulers at the minute. There we go. Thank you very much. There is a whole section on the shop there that is called Secret Sewing Club, and everything you'll see now is in that section. Okay, I've got some charm packs for you. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't even count. 4, 5. There's 8 of them. They're all down to £12, but I'm also putting 2 free patterns in there as well. So we've got the flying high quilt and the country heart cushion pattern. Both of those you'll get free. It doesn't say on the website that you get the patterns, but you will get those patterns in your pack, okay? And like I said, they're normally £14.45 our charm packs. They're down to £12. Just these 8, and they're all in that section on the website. So we've got Shine, which is perfect for spring. This would look beautiful with some of Gail's embroideries, actually. all of the lovely spring ones, because it is, hang on, let me see if I can do this. There we go, let's do the proper flick through. Got really, like, got the chartreuses, oranges, there's lemons in there, there's little chickens. You've got like a whole little alphabet thing going on. You've got gingham. Oh, I'm missing Nigel May now, you see. Gingham, and there's no one to yee-haw. I love this little one here, this little heart as well. Really, really pretty. Really fun, beautiful for a nursery, all just for spring. Really nice, that one. This is called Chirp, and this is, again, this is little birds. Birds are very in fashion at the moment. There's lots of birds around, but these are sort of much more muted colours. So you've got sort of like charcoal, almost like, it's almost like an Air Forcey charcoal in there. You've got I mean, little sketchy bird. He's so, so cute. Through to like taupey colours. Again, you've got some script in there, which is my favourite, through to your corals, all the way down. There's the most beautiful little dragonflies in there. There's one in there that's like chalk stripes, which is really, really good. Love this like chalky stripe thing. All the way through as well. You've got this little touch of blue in there as well. Oh, went too fast. So all sorts in that one, really pretty. Farmstead is a more slightly traditional colourway, and it's exactly what it says on the tin, Farmstead. It's all about sort of like farm animals. You've got like milk bottles. It's got a slightly 50s feel to it. Really, really cute. Little cockerels and animals and all on there. I'm trying to make, you can't quite see. You've got butterflies, florals, ginghams, little cherries. That's a little, oh, hang on, there we go. Upside down goat. Oh, I lost me goat. He was upside down. There he is. Got a little goat in there. Really, really cute. And then, I don't think there's any ducks though, Hayley. Sorry, darling, not in this one. Little cherries. So that's Farmstead. I'm going to whip a bit quicker through these now. You've got Blue Ridge, which is a petite, and it's really, really pretty. You've got, it's like, oh, it's almost like the seaside, I feel, this one. You've got deep sort of blues and through into like sort of paler turquoises, right the way through, all into then like your rich browns, and then through to your sandy colours. Really, really pretty. And then you've got all these beautiful leaf patterns on it. Sea Glass Summer is a relatively new one. This one is, again, colours of sea glass. So you've got really pretty florals. It's by, I think it's a newish, oh no, Sweetwater Road. So you've got shells in there. You've got like deck chair stripes through the mustards, all the way down through like navies, little florals, and then that beautiful sort of O'Donnell duck eggy colour. Right the way through, little bits of sea glass, I love that one, on the beach, and then through to your florals. That one, and then the last three, which I won't flick through because we'll be here forever otherwise. You've got Magic Dot, which is just a rainbow, absolutely gorgeous rainbow with a little polka dot in it. Love Blooms, which is all reds and pinks, and again, florals. And then Daisy Lane, which is a Canvas Troubles one, and it's all those lovely, lovely autumnals. Okay, so all of those are reduced to £12, plus you're going to get your 2 free patterns as well. There is the Flying High quilt is actually just behind me there in the corner. Okay, so we've got that one there. I've managed to sort some stuff out finally, and we recounted all of the FPP panels. So I've actually got some in stock, which is nice. Sorry, I thought you were coming in for a question. You coming in for a question?
I do have well, I've got some comments and I've got some questions.
Ah, lovely.
Bear with me.
Okay.
Hello, right. So, there's a lot of people saying it's like being with friends. It's lovely.
Aww.
And that we're so much more confident. We're not. We're just being left to our own devices, and nobody can say no.
Yeah,
We've been
no
left
one's
unsupervised.
That's always trouble.
We've been left unsupervised, is what has happened here. There wasn't. It was just generally nice.
Oh,
nice
okay.
things.
Just nice things.
I'm going to go
Thanks,
for
guys.
some snacks now.
Yeah,
Bye.
go for another snack. I'll have my coffee in a minute. So the FPP panels, as you guys know, I love FPP. It's one of my favourite techniques. However, I hate with a passion taking the papers out. I absolutely hate taking the papers out. So we've had these designs printed onto cotton. They're 100% cotton, and you leave it in. And we're going to hopefully do a bit of a demo on this in a moment. If I can, just realised I can't see my demo. I will find it. I will find it. No, it's fine, lovely. It's under there. I just haven't got it out ready. I was too busy reading comments and stuff. So we've got 4 different designs in these. So you can't really see what they are on the panels. So I've got some little examples. We have the Twisted Log Cabin, which is that one. Okay. I love this one. I think it's really, really cool, really modern. This was done with a Ruby Star scrap pack. Well, not even a whole scrap pack, about half a scrap pack with that one. Okay, that one's just been made into a little cushion. That's the twisted log cabin. We have the pineapple block, which is that one, which is brilliant for leftover jelly roll strips because it works really, really well with 2.5-inch strips. We've then got the heart, which I've made into a project wallet. Okay, so there's the little scrappy heart that way. There we go. And again, that's just one panel, and then all I've done is just make it into, with a bit of vinyl, a zippity-doo done, and some extra scraps of fabric, made that into a project wallet. Okay, like that. And then the last one of the panels is the rose. Okay, so these are all 18 inches, which are brilliant for cushions. Okay, so they're 18 inches, make a perfect cushion front, but they can absolutely be joined together just as is. Once you've finished your FPP bit, join them together and make them into a quilt. Okay, and you can use up all sorts of scraps and stuff.
Hiya. Hello. I'm
Just come in to say
liking this
hello.
with me coffee.
Oh, cool.
The farmyard fabric, I
Yeah.
miss the farmyard fabrics. I think I was making coffee, would make a lovely picnic blanket.
Oh, yeah, it would. It really would. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I've also got one saying you make that quilting with rulers look easy. I have some Pars rulers here. Must look them out and have a practice.
Here we go. That's Vicky.
Crack on.
And I do like a goat.
Oh,
Do
no.
you like- aw.
Have you got leggings
Sarah Jane
on?
loves a goat as well. She loves a goat.
Have you got leggings on? Yes, she
she's
has.
got
We're
leggings
good.
on. She's all good.
Oh, you've
What
run out of batteries, my love.
Oh, run out of
Yes,
battery.
that's why you're quiet.
Talking to Sarah.
Yeah, talk at Sarah's boobs. I'll go and get some batteries.
I'll move on, okay? I'll do the next couple of items
that.
and then we'll
There you
get to
go.
demo, guys. So we've got a little panel which makes the most beautiful soft book, but it's not just a soft book. Let me move these out of the way. The cushion panels, the FPP panels, by the way, are $8.99, okay?
Oh, I got another one.
Yeah.
Sarah, sorry, after talking.
Shout at her boobs.
Go on then.
Hey Sarah, loving the look of your project wallet. Will they be available at the retreat in April?
They will, lovely. We will have the panels and I'll have some of the zippity-doo duns as well.
Sorry. And Betty says Sasha's at it again.
Absolutely. It's no containing the woman. She's a bad influence, she is. Right, so what we're going to do, little soft panel, it's the most beautiful little book. Okay, so it makes a little soft book like that. But then when you open it out, it's not actually a book, it's a playhouse. It's a little doll's playhouse. So that all opens out. And then you've got the most gorgeous little characters all hidden away in here that they can play with. So you've got your little dolls in there that can get tucked up in bed. You can flip it around and we've got more bits in the kitchen there. So you've got all sorts of little bits in the kitchen. You've got food, bananas, all sorts of broccoli. And then round through to the garden and there's a little beaver, or a chipmunk or something just there. Lives under the wood. So you've got a real lovely amount of play here. And then right the way round again into the living room. And then again, you've got all these beautiful, beautiful little bits and all to play with. Everything comes on the panel. The only thing you need to sort of add to it is a little bit of ribbon and some interfacing. But then when they finish playing, it all just folds up really nicely. And you're just going to tie it all up and it's ready to go. It's nice and little. Keep it in the sort of glove box of the car or on the back seat, you know, in the pocket so kids have got something to play with. Really, really beautiful panel. There are only about 6 of these left though, so that's one of those when it's gone jobs. Okay. Glue pens, I didn't put them in the right section, but we have got them if you want them to make Gail's little bunnies and stuff. They're always useful, a fabric glue pen. I use them for putting in zips as well, things like that. Next thing we got on the counter is some layer cakes. And again, I'm just going to quickly whip through this. You will get a pattern with it as well. I'm going to put the Chubby Star pattern in there as well. I accidentally forgot to pick up the sample. So you're just getting the image on the front, but there's the Chubby Star pattern, which uses just one layer cake. You don't need anything else for it. It's just a layer cake. And we've got 2 brand new ones, which is Laguna Sunrise, which is that one just there. Okay, oh, hang on, sorry, I'm trying to get this back in for you, which again is, let's see if I can do it this side. an absolute riot of colour in that one. You've got, it's very floral, but you're going through all of the rainbow colours there in that one. You've got stripes in there, you've got strawberries, you've got florals. That's Laguna Sunrise. You've then got Chirp that we looked at earlier, which is the same one as the charm pack. We've got that in a layer cake version. We've got Daisy Lane, which again is the same as the charm pack. So we've got all that in the beautiful autumnals there. And then these two we'll just very quickly look at. There's only 4 of each of these. These are like end of lines now. I think there's only 4 of each. So that one there, again, all the flowers, lovely and fresh. Okay. And then the last one is a Create Joy project. And this is called a Wanderlust. And this is really, it's like watercolour heaven, that one. All sorts of beautiful, beautiful colours in there. Florals, watercolour-y type fabrics. So they all get the Chubby Star pattern. And like I said, there is only like 4 of each. Yes, darling.
How much would could a woodchuck chuck?
How much
if
would
a woodchuck could chuck wood as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a wood?
That's my partner in crime. That's Sarah Jane trying to do that.
And that's really risky putting that on there for you to say.
Yeah,
any
absolutely.
Of it.
Yeah, it really is. There's a lot of things you could have tripped her up on there, Sarah. How much wood does a woodchuck chuck? A lot, I imagine. I imagine he does. Last couple of things is, for some of you might not know, but we've been June Taylor ambassadors for about 10 years now, since we opened. It's our 10th anniversary, so 9 years. June Taylor's been bought out by a different company and some of their things have been discontinued. Unfortunately, some of my favourite things have been discontinued. Cut and press boards are no more. Can't get them for love nor money anymore. They've discontinued them. So these two, unfortunately, are 2 that have been discontinued. So this is the Mix and Match 12 block quilt. You know how much I love June Taylor. It's the easiest way to start quilting. It's quilt as you go. It's paint by numbers, but for fabric. You're getting 12 blocks in this one, and actually the 2 quilts behind me, I don't know if we can just go back over to those. So this one here and the blue one just a little bit further up, which is just behind Vicky actually, sorry, that one there. Thanks. Those are the 12 blocks made up. Okay, so it's a really nice size quilt. I think there's like 10 of these and that's it, and there will be no more, unfortunately. They are very, very last minute. And the other thing that's one of the other things that's been discontinued, which I'm gutted about because it's one of my favourite bags, I use it all the time, is the Tory tote, which again is absolutely gorgeous. Really nice, roomy tote in there. You're getting your pre-printed wad in with all your instructions. You're even getting your webbing in there as well. And they've also been discontinued. And I think I've got 11 of those left and that's it. So once they're gone, unfortunately, I won't be able to get any more of those ever. Never, never. Right. Have I got time to demo or have I been talking too much? We're going to demo. I've got to find the demo first, mind. It's under here somewhere. I put it in a bag. What should I do, girl? Should I do FPP? Should we do the FPP panels? Yeah. Okay, right. I was organised and then I forgot to get it all out because I was reading your comments. So we've done cake forks, we've done spoons, we've done drinking coffee in the studio. What are we doing next? Ah, hello, my lovely. How are you? He was such a sweetheart to me the other day when I was up there because I was feeling a little nervous and a little unsure because it was all new. But he was so friendly. They all were up there. They were lovely. Really, really lovely. He's trying to avoid you. John, you need to be working with Gail. This is... Vicky, can I borrow you a second, please, lovely? Just before I start the demo, we do have some more of the FPP table runner panels in. They're not in the Secret Sewing Club section on the website, but if you just put FPP table runner in, we do have some more of these left now. And it makes this one here. Okay, so this is 2 panels put together. We sold out on Sewing Street with them when we were on last week, but I've managed to get a few more. So there are some on the website now for any of those of you who wanted them. Thank you, darling. Cheers. And because the FPP all works the same way, that's what I'm going to demo. We're going to demo this one. Okay, so first things first, let's grab a pair of scissors. and we're going to cut out just one of these panels. So you get 12 of them on the block, on the panel, and you're just going to cut out just one of them to start with, like that. Now you can use whatever fabrics you want with these. These are, you know, this is where your design element comes in, is actually deciding on your fabrics and deciding on your placement. Okay, you can see they've been beautifully printed by Craft Yourself Silly, and I'm going to use the scrap pack with them because they are designed for 2.5-inch strips, so they're brilliant for jelly rolls, scrap packs, things like that. If you've got them in your stash and you don't know what to do with a scrap pack, this is a brilliant way to do it. With this, like, you're going to treat it exactly like you would if you were using paper for foundation, paper piecing. So this is where we're going to be stitching on this side, but your fabric is going to go on this side. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of fabric, and if you now I can see this. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'm going to cut a piece that is just about big enough to cover number 1. Now you can hold it up to the light, you can hold it up to a window, put it on a light box just so you can see. So I can see that that line is number 1 just there. Okay, we'll pop that down just there. And I've now lost my ruler. There it is. Being rubbish.
June Taylor is in the sewing, Secret Sewing Club section.
Do you want me to
under her
I'll
own
grab the
section?
website, I'll bring it over.
If you just search on our website, June Taylor Mix and Match or June Taylor Tori, Tori, it'll come up. I thought I'd put them into, when I stop demoing, I'll go and grab my laptop and make sure they're definitely in the Secret Sewing Club section.
Oh, SJ's just commented.
Right up here, and there's a little kind of magnifying glass in the corner.
Yeah, SJ, if you're there, can you...
June.
SJ's commented.
Brilliant, thanks,
June,
darling.
There you go. And it'll come up there, and then the June Taylor, Quilty to Go, Zippity Zoo Done, it's all there, so you'll be able to find it, no problem. Just head to that little magnifying glass and search for June.
Yeah, fabulous. I think Sarah's going to make sure it's on there now. She's on it. She's on it like Sonic. Right.
On it?
On it like Sonic.
No, it's car bonnet. Everybody knows it's car bonnet.
That's what my kids say, on it like Sonic. I don't know why. It's they just do.
Car bonnet.
Yeah, it's car bonnet, isn't it?
I thought it was a car bonnet.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Sarah Jane's been making words up all week. Maybe it's just rubbing off on me.
Maybe. Do you know what it might be? I'm coming in.
Okay.
I'm coming in. Do you know what it might be? You know, like, it's a certain age thing.
Maybe.
So, like,
brain fog.
No, I'm not talking that. I'm talking if, for example, you see that'll do.
Yeah.
What comes after it?
Pig. That'll
Thank
do.
you.
Pig. That'll do.
But if they're younger, they say that'll do donkey because it's in
'cause of
Shrek as well.
Shrek.
So it's a frame of reference thing. So maybe the younger ones are all maybe
about
it's been
Sonic.
in Sonic or
Sonic the
something.
Hedgehog or something. Yeah.
Hedgehog? What?
Hedgehog.
Okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Are my teeth
Check
not
that
in?
Right. Demo. Lovely. Demo.
They're in. Did I say hedgehog or hedgehog?
I thought she said hedgehog as well.
I thought you said hedgehog.
No idea.
Is that Welsh for hedgehog?
I don't know. I know Welsh.
Or is that like
No, it's like prickly
Gail.
spiny or something.
yeah, prickly mouse?
Right.
Mouse
Anyway,
prickly.
back to demo. We've gone off on a
No, it's
tangent.
a jellyfish. That's
So
wibbly wobbly.
I've
isn't
cut
it?
2 pieces. We're going to have that one there like that. First thing we're going to do is just pin that in place, just to hold it, but make sure your pin's out of the way. We're going to flip this back, and then I like to use an add a quarter ruler, and we're going to put the ruler along the line between 1 and 2 and fold that fabric back along that line. Okay, it only needs to be approximate, right? We're then going to trim off 1/4 inch. Now, I haven't quite given myself enough fabric there, so let's just move that down. There we go, that's better. We're going to trim off then 1/4 inch. Now, the thing I like about the add quarters is they butt up, so you've got an exact 1/4 inch, like that. Trim off that excess. We're then going to open this back out, like that. We're going to add in number 2. Okay, so everything from now on is right sides together. So we're going to go right sides together there, pop a pin in like that. Now, even though that's on that side, put the pin well out of the way, because when we flip this over, FPP is a lot of flipping backwards and forwards. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stitch along the line between 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm going to go over here like that. Hang on, I'm just going to get the iron out of the way. And I've moved the whole thing because I'm being an idiot today. There we go. Really, I'm not doing well today. I'm not sure I'd be let loose. I should be let loose. It's one of those days. We're just going to... I'm absolutely fine, lovely. I'm just having one of those days where nothing's quite going right. I've stabbed myself twice with a pin. No, I'm okay. We're muddling through, aren't we, guys? So all I'm going to do now is just stitch between 1 and 2. Like normally with FPP, you would like reduce your stitch length because you're doing it through paper and you want to perforate it. With this, you don't need to. You can absolutely just use your normal stitch length. And take that pin out. And then when we flip out the second fabric like that, okay, I just tend to finger press it. You can give it a press if you want to, but you want to make sure that it has completely covered number 2, which it has. Back to trimming. So I'm going to take the flat edge of the ruler along the line between 2 and 3 now and flip back like that and make sure you've got it. If you've got a piece of card, that works as well. You can keep it in there then. Take the ruler and trim off that 1/4 inch. Then you get to decide which your next fabric's going to be. So actually I'm going to use a little bit more of this dotty one. So I'm going to alternate. Alternate? I really can't speak today. Alternate. Not alternate. We're going to pop that one in like that. Okay. And then we're going to just chop that off a little bit bigger. And this is now, that's fabric number 2. Fabric number 3 is going on like that. I'm going to pop another pin back in, hold it all in place. And then we stitch between 2 and 3. Under we go. And then again, just try not to go outside of the line. So what I'm doing is I'm starting right on the edge there and I'm going to finish right on the edge here. Okay. So you're not sort of like going into any of the other spaces. And everything lies a little bit flatter, a little bit smoother then. Okay, make sure you back stitch on the front and back as well. There we go. That one comes out, that pin comes out, and then that can come out like that. Now what I'm going to do, I've not left myself very much space. Check that under there. We are going to flip this over, and I'm going to give it a quick iron now. Once you've done sort of 1 or 2, you don't need to iron each one. Once you've done a couple, just give it an iron to keep it nice and crisp. Okay. Now at the minute, it doesn't look anything like the pattern here, but it will do. As we start bringing in these angles, it will look different. So I'm going to get my next piece of fabric. So let's go for, what should we go for now on this pack? I've done a green one. Let's go with a grey, like that. Back over this side. And we're going to do between 3 and 4 now, because this is fabric number 3. So number 4 is over here. Take my ruler. I'm going to find that line, which is just there. I can just see that there, like that. There we go. Okay, and we're going to turn that back. Make sure that I've got enough fabric there. Nothing's going to get, you're not going to have any gaps or anything or any holes or anything. There we go, like that. And I can still see number 4 there, so I'm going to use a little bit of this grey. We're going to bring this over, cut off. Always go too big with FPP rather than too small. When you get really, really skilled at it, which I still am not, you can use teeny tiny little pieces because you'll be able to work out the angle that you're turning. But when you're starting off with FPP, and these are a really good place to start because they're quite big, easy designs to do, go extra big with your fabric. And that way, when you flip it out at the strange angle, you're not going to worry too much that you're not covering the whole space. Here we go. So pin in, and then we're going to go back over here and go between 3 and 4. So again, just lock stitch to start. And it really is as simple as that. It's not complicated at all. It's actually a very boring demonstration to watch after the first couple because it's just repeating that process over and over. See, I'm a disaster zone. I've just knocked my iron on the floor. should be allowed out today. Gail's going to be really worried with me driving on the way home in this rain.
Sauntering over. I'm supposed to run in and save the day, am I?
No, it's fine, my darling.
we're good.
Absolutely fine.
I don't know which side I'm supposed to be on. It's very odd, isn't it? I didn't want to get in your way.
No, that's all right. It's just a repeat of that. Each block, you just keep repeating. So my next block, if you flip this back over, so I've covered number 4, would be number 5 here. So you trim, add on, then back to number 6 and number 7, and you just follow your numbers to create that really beautiful pattern, which...
Oh, now I'm here to assist this time.
This
is more like a bed runner than a
bed
table
runner.
runner.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
massive.
This is 2 panels. This was 2 together
right.
because I wanted it as a bed runner. So this is 2
whopper.
panels. But if you imagine that 1 panel is going to make that size, which is a really nice
Which is a table runner.
Yeah. Unless you've got a really big table. You might have one, big
Like a
farmhouse
boardroom.
kitchen in the boardroom, and you want it to drape over the ends.
Perfect. Right, so you've got a gecko on your machine.
I got a gecko on my machine.
Probably stuck on as well.
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to? I mean, Gail, are you any? She was like mid-drink.
So I'm going to grab my coffee now. It's gone cold.
Are you anywhere near ready to go?
all good.
Oh, you're good.
All good. Yeah.
Okay. Because see, usually with a secret sewing, we have little bits where you all come back together and chat. But because we're all together today, we're just kind of shouting things across to each other. So that's gone out the window. But it's all good. If you're ready to go, we shall hand it back over to you.
Thank you. You're all welcome into my
Camera 1, by the way.
camera number 1. That's that one. I won't look at that one then. You're all welcome into my patch, all of you. So if you want to come and join me at any point, then that's fine as well. So I'm going to have a quick little graze down the counter again. Just for those of you, where were you when we started at 2? So I just wanted to remind you of a few things that we've got on the show. I'm going to cover some glitter felt in a moment and do a quick little demo on there. So I've got the lovely little wall hanging. I think this is ideal for little ones, and you can adapt it in any way that you want. You're bringing the dinosaur in, aren't you? Just worrying me with your dinosaur camera there.
I was going to come and have a feel.
How are you?
Because
You're welcome to have a feel anytime.
it's not like, I thought it was going to be, the glitter was going to be more thicker than that. It's not, it's really, really nice.
Yes.
So I know that people will be thinking, how thick is that? And actually it's, and you've got layers there.
Yeah. And I've stitched all through the quilting as well. So it's quite soft. It's easy to work with.
It is. It's really pliable.
So easy to cut, easy to sew, hand sew or machine sew. Or if you really want to, then you could get Heat and Bond, the Ultra with the no sew one, and then you can just have fun cutting out the shapes, and then just glue them on, and then be done with it. So
So do you change your needle, or do you just use your same needle?
So I use invisible thread. So this is something I was going to talk to people about. I tend to use this invisible thread. So this is Superior Monopoly, it's called. I use YLI as well. I quite like YLI. Always use a good quality invisible thread. Don't be using. I don't really. I don't want to criticise other makes, but some of it, the only thing it's good for is going to the seaside and catching crabs. Yeah, it's no good for sewing. So use this. What I do suggest you do when you sew glitter felt. So probably telling you how to suck eggs here, but the thread is quite fine. And I don't want to punch big, huge holes into my felt. No. So I use a fine needle as well. So I'll use a size 60 needle.
Oh, wow,
now,
really?
Yeah, now the problem with that is, sometimes your needle threader doesn't work, does it, on your machine because the needle's so fine. So I use a really fine needle most of the time when I sew.
I wouldn't have gone down that fine, I don't think. Yeah, that's where I'm doing wrong then.
And also a thing to consider when you're sewing as well, if you use really fine thread, use a really fine needle, because otherwise what your machine does is it punches this big hole, and then you put a really thin thread in there, and then it's all jiggling about, and then your seams can move around and things. So if you're using a fine thread, use a fine needle. And also with this, you don't want to be punching big ugly holes into your felt, do you? No. So the finer the needle, the better. worth considering that when you're using a fine needle, you can snap them as well because they're thin, aren't they?
Yeah.
And that. But I think most people are guilty, and I'll count myself in this as well sometimes. We don't change our needles often enough.
Our needles often enough.
You know,
no,
and
definitely
then
not.
and that's 99.9% of the time when you've got issues with sewing, it's your needle.
Yeah.
And so you know, new project, new needle.
Yeah.
Not if you're making just a tiny little needle case.
No, but I sort of say
quilt.
8 hours or something like that.
Can I just, I'm just going to sneak in the end here.
Of course.
Now,
you can have your 5
Thank you.
penner.
well, they say new project, new needle, but then I think that's quite vague because it could
So
be.
I say 8 hours.
8 hours.
I would just say a bottom bobbin. If you've gone through a whole bottom bobbin, there's probably at least 50 to 60 metres of sewing on there.
Yeah.
So either a 2 at a push,
Yeah.
then I would change my needle. I mean, if I've done 100 metres of anything, I'm going to probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I
want to
know when I
change
do the jelly roll rugs, and you know,
Oh wow, they take a hammer in though, don't they?
they really do, and that has to be a new needle
Yeah.
at the start, and
Yeah.
then it's got to go. It's no good for anything at the end of it. So I do.
Don't
Yeah.
you think though, right? So we're among people who all sew now. You know, it's a bit like driving your car, okay?
Yeah.
When your car's not right, you know, don't you? Because you can tell by the sound.
Yes.
And when I'm sewing, I know when I need to change my needle
Yeah.
because I can hear that the machine
It
doesn't.
start going pop, pop, pop,
Yeah,
pop, pop.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
making,
right.
it's
It's
making a little
really
bit of
trying.
a.
And I think
of a
it's more for
noise.
beginners. I mean, once you've been doing it a while, as you said,
Yeah,
you
you
can
get to
hear
know,
it.
don't you?
You
Yeah.
get to know your machine. Do you want to come in and weigh in on this as well, Vicky? Because I
Yeah.
mean, because you do a lot of quilting, you'll have to stand next to Sasha and shout at her boots.
Come and stand next to my bust.
With that, you are doing an awful lot of sewing when you're quilting. So when would you recommend that you change your needle?
Well, I'm a bit, I wouldn't say
Shout at Sasha's boobs.
I'm a little bit like, I can just tell, it's making like a funny noise.
Yeah, you do get to
like-
pick up the noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my machine can get quite loud, so it's quite obvious.
Yeah, and
Isn't
skipping stitches as well, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Or
Yes,
skip the odd
definitely.
stitch.
Yeah.
And I say to people, what generally happens, you know, when you start sewing, you're just sewing a straight stitch, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then you're not doing anything too fancy, and you
No.
might just be using a standard thread. So if you're just doing a straight line and a standard thread, you can get away with a lot of things, can't you? But once you start using decorative threads,
Yeah.
you start going through 3 layers, you start using more challenging fabrics, then you really need to get your needles and your thread in tune then.
It's like if you're trying to chop wood with a blunt saw.
Yeah.
It's-
Or trying to cut panels with blunt scissors.
Yes,
Yeah.
which somebody's been doing over there. It's actually quite good because what's happening is that Sasha's getting all her jobs done over there.
It's great. I have got a question from Marilyn who says, "Hi Gail, do you also put the thread in the bobbin?"
What, invisible thread? So if it matters.
If it
so if
matters.
it doesn't matter, then no, because I don't believe in putting expensive thread
No,
where it can't
don't
be
do it.
seen.
No.
And that. So say I was quilting and I didn't want the quilting to show on the back. Yeah, I'd quilt with invisible thread top and bottom. If it didn't matter what was happening on the back, I'd put whatever colour thread I need on the back to match
Yep.
the background, and then just the invisible on top. So for something like this, so my top tips for people who are new to sewing and you're quilting, always put the busiest fabric possible on the back.
Yep.
If you put something busy on the back, nobody's going to
You're
see
going to
how bad
hide
you're.
so many
great.
mistakes.
So seriously busy fabric on the back. And most of us, don't we start with calico on the back because it's the cheapest?
Yeah.
And then there's no room to hide with calico,
No,
is
and
there?
I think also starting with calico, people forget that not all calico is pre-shrunk.
No.
Yeah.
And then they make a beautiful quilt, they whack it in the wash, and away it goes.
I say to my ladies, you know, like the bargain basement, £5-6 a metre, you know, that's dead stock in a quilt shop and they're just trying to get rid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think that's quite good if you are practicing your quilting and things like that, because like you say, calico gives you a false sense of security. Or putting a plain, which camera am I on? 2 or 1?
2, the one with the red light on, my love.
Yeah. Calico or plain fabrics when you're starting out give you a false sense of security, and then you beat yourself up because you've got skipped stitches, or it's not right, or things like that, or it's not straight, or you're just not happy with it. Whereas I think if you, I mean, I even went through a stage of going through the bargain remnants and getting things like lemons and potatoes and things like that. And then I was practicing going around the shapes to do free motion quilting. So I was getting And get your notepad out as well
Yeah.
beforehand and do a bit of doodling.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Gail. I always put something really busy on the back.
Something
We will
busy on the back.
Let you crack on,
Yeah.
and we
Well,
will
well,
sneak
it's
off.
a good- it's
Sorry,
good-
but everybody had to have a two-penneth
I know,
about
but
needles there.
It's good information to share as well, because a lot of the time when we demo in, we never get to this stuff and we take
No.
it for granted that it's knowledge that we've already
Yeah,
got.
That's right.
Because other things, we were talking in the car, weren't we, coming up, Sarah, about the cost of fabric, you know. I know we're all in the business of selling you things because we need to, because we've got a
This is
business
our
to
job.
run.
But we
you
feel
know.
bad. We
But-
feel bad that the
yeah.
costs are going up. And
But when I started, I put polycotton on the back of quilts, and oh my God, how hard is it to quilt a quilt with polycotton on the back and cotton on the top?
Yep.
So be kind to yourself. If you're going to put polycotton on the back, put polycotton on the top as well. You know, so or if you've got cotton on the top, cotton on the back, and don't put batik on the top and cotton on the back. If you've got batik on the top, put batik on the back.
try and keep those
Yeah,
weights the
keep-
same.
keep
A bit
it
like you would
together.
with your threads on the sewing machine
Yeah,
as well, isn't
yeah.
it? It's
Be
a bit
kind
like
to
that.
to yourself.
Even just a normal sandwich. You're
Yeah.
not going to put like a doorstop on the top and then
No.
just a regular slice on the bottom, are you?
So
So
it disintegrates and
Yeah.
the foam goes
Yeah.
through into the filling. Yeah.
it just makes sense.
Yeah, and I think we've all been in the house, haven't we? And we're all sitting by our sewing machine and we all think that we're inadequate because what we're trying to sew doesn't work well. And sometimes we haven't got somebody to turn to say, why is this going
yeah.
so wrong? Because
about
I've watched
stripping it
her on
right.
TV
And
and
she
she
does
makes
it.
it look easy.
She does it.
You
The
know?
best tip that I got from Gail actually was working with the fur. The
Oh,
faux fur.
cutting the fur.
Cutting it away.
Yeah, yeah.
Because why hadn't I've sewn for 30-something years, and I've always struggled. Why have I never thought of that?
Yeah.
And it's silly things, isn't it? We don't often think
Yeah,
about them.
sometimes with the fur, it's better to just kind of cut it with a
Yeah, I
craft
didn't even
knife
think about it.
really gently.
I was doing
'cause
a
then
proper
you don't get
parting.
that, like really sharp
Yeah.
edge to it. that you
Don't
get.
lose the pile in that. And I think this is another thing that's really important. And one of the reasons I like shopping channels, craft channels, is you can learn so much off everybody. So right now I don't quilt much, okay, but I can watch other people quilt and I can learn lots of
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
So you get all this like little hints and tips, you know, all them little things that sometimes when we're demoing, because I'm demoing one particular item, I don't get round to cover
Yeah.
all those things. So you need to watch everybody, don't you? Because all of us have got a little something to bring to the table and a little something different the way we work,
Yeah,
isn't
the,
it?
the things
And
that
that's
make
it.
it
There's
easier.
no wrong way to do anything. You do it the way that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Wait, there are, and we've all met them.
We've all met the quilt police.
We've met the
They're
patchwork
self-appointed
police.
quilt
Yes, they are. That's the thing to remember. All of these people are self-appointed. You do what makes you happy as long as it gets you the results you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Finished is better than perfect.
Exactly.
We've had some really lovely comments on YouTube. Jeanette Chapman, she just said, I want to say thank you for the shout out. She's in hospital.
For the what?
For the shout out.
Oh,
I thought she said something else then. What is it on my hearing?
there's something wrong with it. You've got one track mind.
I definitely said shout out. I
One
definitely said
track
shout
mind.
out.
think she said
No, just
She
you.
is getting
Just
better,
you.
but she's having a fun afternoon with us.
Oh, bless.
Elaine saying she's loving the new setup. Diane saying, I'm loving the show today. It's great with us all together in one place. And
I
Yvonne's
mean, I
also...
feel for Chris, who's our director,
Yeah.
because he's doing a splendid job of
Pulling his
keeping
hair
up
out.
with us.
Yvonne as well. The new setup is great. She's loving the interaction with us all.
Oh,
And then I had a Sarah Wrightson who said, Gail, if I buy the physical pattern for petal and sprout, is the freezer paper for both included?
it is.
It is. There
All
you
in
go.
there.
Right, we'll let you get back to your demos
Okay,
because we
thank
kind of
you.
crashed it with a massive...
Yeah, I'm going to go back over there and cutting. Sorry.
All good, all good.
And I didn't realise you had them.
Oh,
Have you got them on your site?
I have indeed. Both sizes.
Yeah, look. You need to check these out. These are what Gail uses.
Yeah, so I love a
Perfect.
set of forceps. They're really good for pulling ribbon through and things as well. So I do them in two sizes, but unlike what's the word I'm looking for? Tweezers. Tweezers is the word I was looking for. You can lock these in place. They've got a lock-in mechanism at the top. So if you grip something, it's locked in there and you can pull ribbon through. You can do lots of stuff with them. I've always got them in my toolkit and I love them. They're called surgical because they're forceps, but they're not just for that. Fishermen use them to pull fishing hooks out of fish, which is a bit worrying. But I also find them really good, especially for overlockers and that, to hold on to the needle if you need to rethread your overlocker, or if you need to hold on to the thread to put the thread through on overlockers. So it's one of those things that once you've got it in your kit, you'll always use them. So a couple of things I wanted to share. You know, we covered quite a lot of stuff about the glitter felt. I have got some packs on the website. This is a good place to start. This is a small pack. It's got 20 different colours in there. So I'm just going to flick it for you. Okay, so you can see it's just got so many yummy colours in there. It's so lovely for just adding a little bit of glitz or glamour. I'm just trying to think of even some of the projects behind me. Just on the little egg there, I just put a little bit of glitter felt on there. I know it's a long way away, sorry. Oh, well done. So I just cut a little bit of glitter felt. He is good, isn't he? He is good. I need to take him home. So it's really good for things like that, and because it doesn't fray and you haven't got to really worry about sewing all the edges down. So there's a pack with all these like yummy colours, little pack. There's also some other packs on the website. I won't skim through it all now. This one's like a Christmas, so you've got red, gold, silver, white and that. And then there's a pack with a full rainbow of colours in A4 and that. I think once you've got it in your stash, you'll just bring it out. It's not just for Christmas. We always think the glitter is just for Christmas. So let me put that out of the way. And also, this is something that I'm asked for multiple times. It's a little bit boring to look at. It's the A4 sheets of freezer paper. So there's some instruction on there on how to use freezer paper and what you can do with it. And then there's 4 A4 sheets in there. The beauty of this is it goes through your printer. So if, like me, you're a little bit lazy and you don't really want to trace everything, you can just print it direct onto your printer.
I've just come to remind everybody that obviously this is not the same as like Create and Craft used to be. It is not a shopping channel. If you like anything that you see, you can either use the QR code over there or the website, which is down there, and head to Gail's website and buy. You're buying from her directly.
Yes.
Unless it was the thing that Sara had. Then
oh yeah. I sometimes mention other people's products.
Well, that's it, because we all use each other's bits and bobs, so it all kind of crosses over as well. So just to remind you, obviously, when you do buy things, then that helps us keep putting this on. So thank you very much. And that is what you need.
Yeah, and we're just, I think I can speak for all of us when I say this, we're all just at the end of an email, or for the ones who are a bit more technical than me, Facebook, Messenger and all of those things. And then just don't be scared to ask, because sometimes people, I had a discount code on my website and that, and it didn't work, and then the lady messaged me and then I sorted it. So then it all worked fine and she got a discount and that. So don't be scared to message us and ask. So one of the questions I got asked, I'm just going to whip down here, petal and sprout. Okay, so we've got these on the show. I designed these with Easter in mind. It's 2 separate kits. Okay, everything's in the kit bar the toy stuff in. So you'll get a kit like so. But what you will get in the kit is the pattern to make both. Okay, so so you get a kit for one. But you get the pattern to make both, and the freezer paper sheets that we talked about, the pre-printed ones. So with this, I'll get to that in a second. The pre-printed sheets, they cover both designs, and all the pre-printed sheets of freezer paper are in there. But if you really enjoy making them and then you want to make extra, then don't forget, you can just buy the freezer paper on its own and then just do your own designs. And again, with Sprout, think about it, these lovely flowers and that. You could make like a little corsage. You could use the flowers to decorate like a headband for like, you know, some children and that, or to decorate shoes. You can do lots of stuff with it. So once you've got the designs, always think of all the other things that you could do with it. So I haven't got anything else on the counter, but I have just want to just cover 1 or 2 other bits. I said to you earlier about the bunny wreath. You can see here again, that's where I used the glitter felt. Because the glitter felt is a little bit stiff, I've used it this time as a nice background to attach the Easter on there. and I've stitched directly into there. So you can get a full kit for this. Okay, and again, the pattern covers both designs. The kit only covers the white bunny, the white and grey bunny, but the pattern will cover both designs. And then finally, well, I'm just telling you about everything. Here it is. Here's the kit for Eggsy. Those are the two gnomes that are behind me that have got the little dingly dangly legs. Okay, I'm retiring him because I've only got so much of the stripy fabric and I can't get the stripy fabric anymore, and I really haven't got time to make him again. So the kits have got £6 off them, everything in there to do the applique, and then you get to choose the background. So I think that's enough of me waffling. And I'm just going to do a quick little demo on the freezer paper and talk about this a little moment. And the reason that I'm chatting about this is because I think it's just a nice technique if you want to do other projects. So you could take other applique if you wanted into glitter felt, or you could even do this in fabric as well. You don't have to do it in glitter felt. So years ago when I first started quilting, everybody said you had to applique first onto your background, okay, and then once you'd appliqued onto your background, you'd have your applique on your background fabric, and then you'd sandwich it up with your wadding and then your backing. And then when I used to come to quilt, okay, I'd be quilting like this, and then I'd get to the horse or the unicorn, and then I'd have to stop, and things would get in the way, and I'd be really frustrated because as I was doing my meandering, I didn't know where to stop and start. And then I had a word with myself and thought, do you know, I'm an adult, I can do what I want. So what I do now, okay, is I quilt the whole panel. So I'll take my piece of fabric and I'll do whatever quilting that I want. So you've seen the lovely Pars rulers. You could do some amazing quilting with your rulers. So I've sandwiched up, I've quilted, and I will bind my piece as well. And once I've done all of that, I will then put the applique on. And then that way I haven't got a quilt around her. The argument for this is, okay, is that when you come then to sew around your applique, you will see that shape being stitched on the back. And this is when I come back to, you put a really busy fabric on the back and you can't see where I stitched round the applique, can you?
You can't.
No. So
I'm loving that fabric as well. It's
so
like
oh, I know
Day of the Dead.
It is.
Sugar skulls.
It is. Michael Miller is.
Yeah.
So a few little tips for you. If you've got awkward applique, okay, and you're worried about sewing around there, then quilting around there, then don't. Just do all your quilting first, then pop your applique on top. I wouldn't do it if I was making a beautiful bed quilt, but for little wall hangings and that, we need to make life easy for ourselves, don't we?
Absolutely.
Definitely
I've got a little question for you from Marlene.
Yeah.
She's saying she finds it quite difficult to wind the bobbin with invisible thread. Is there a trick to it?
Well, mainly I say with a trick. It's a good job she's not my height, isn't it? I'd like to have seen her done that.
You could have seen that then.
Yeah.
It's like a borrower stealing things from the set. Sorry, we'll go back to the tip now.
I don't have an issue with me winding it. So what I would advise is, I say this to most people, read your manual, because a lot of people, when they're filling their bobbin, if you look really closely in the manual, it does really matter where you put the thread in for a start, which way you wind the thread at the beginning, and make sure you've got it through every little guide.
And getting the bobbin wound right at the right tension.
Yeah.
So you very often will be in class and I can hear people's feet going vroom, vroom, like that, and they're going fast, slow while they're doing their bobbin.
Yeah.
You want to go all one speed and preferably fast.
Yeah.
When you're doing the bobbin, and then that tensions it properly as well.
Exactly.
So.
And you can go for pre-wounds as well. So check with Superior, because they probably do pre-wound. Do you use pre-wound bobbins?
I don't. You've been waxing lyrical about that.
I love a pre-wound.
I might have to get into them.
Yeah. So when I first saw them, I was just like, I'm not paying all that money for a pile of bobbins I'm going to throw in the bin. And because some of them are plastic and some of them are card, aren't they? but it's so worth it because they're wound tighter than we can wind on a machine, and it's even all the way along. If you ever wind a bobbin and it looks like an ice cream cone, then take the thread off and either bin it or rewind it. Yeah. Don't just keep trying to sew with it.
You can rewind as well from a bobbin. You just put it on where the thread spool is and rewind your bobbin.
Do you sew off bobbins as well?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, so if I've got some bobbin thread left on a bobbin, I'll put it on my
particularly
if
I'm only maybe it's a bit of a brique and I only want like a tiny bit of blue. Yeah. I'm not going to do a whole new bobbin for that. I'll sew off the bobbin and absolutely.
And also another thing as well, right? All plastic bobbins do not fit every machine, and all metal bobbins do not fit every machine either. Make sure, isn't it, that you buy the right bobbins. And you know, sometimes you can buy cheap stuff, can't you?
Yes.
I'm not strange.
The middle aisle ones.
Yeah.
Those metal bobbins, never ever in a top loader. Then sometimes okay in a front loader, but never ever in a top loader from that bobbin. Yeah.
So make sure that your bobbin is the right bobbin for the machine, because when I was teaching, people would come to class, they'd have a whole plethora of them,
and they're all some of them like sort of like domed, aren't they? They're kind of skinnier like that. They're sort of like that, and those won't fit in other machines, and people think that it's just a bobbin, but it's really not. It massively affects your tension, and it's the two things I always say when there's any other problems. People go, my machine's not working, it's rubbish, it's not working. Yeah. Change your needle. That's what we're talking about. Change your needle, that fixes most problems. Redo your bobbin with the correct bobbin for your machine. And that fixes 99.9% of tension problems and skipping stitches and all sorts of things.
And quite often I don't use invisible thread in the bobbin that often, obviously only when I'm quilting. So I wouldn't be using invisible thread in the bobbin for any other reason bar quilting, if I'm honest. Or sometimes around, you know, there's like little things that I made, the little hanging ornaments. Sometimes I'll use it for that, because you want to see what's on the back and that. But you could try, I can use invisible and another thread as well. So you know, some people say you've got to have the same on the top and the bottom. Well, you don't, because when you're doing applique, you don't have the same on the top and the bottom, do you? You have your lovely rayon on top, because that's the one you want everybody to see, and then you just have bobbin fill at the bottom, don't you? Because you don't want to be wasting lots of money on something that's underneath.
Cheap underneath, nobody sees
it. and another tip is, right, I never ever, right, and let this be your mantra, I never ever sew directly straight onto a piece of work. I always sew onto a piece of fabric first, because I need to make sure that my bobbin, my top and bottom is right, and that is right for the fabric, and not just some random fabric.
Something that you're actually is going to be the same as you're stitching on.
So if I'm sewing on fleece,
all got different scraps from the project. Just keep a little bit and double check.
Exactly. And do you audition all your threads?
Oh, always.
Yeah. So
because it looks different in the reel. So you think, oh yeah, that's the right colour, because in the reel you've got that intensity of colour. Yeah. But the minute you actually take it and it's just one strand and you put it on, sometimes it can be a completely different colour.
And stitch length as well. I mean, most of what we're doing, we're not creating seams. Yeah. So if you want to see more of the stitch, then lengthen the stitch and things like that. And so it's not one size fits all. I play with the stitch length and width and whatever. And then I've got like a little piece of calico next to my machine, and I write on everything. So when I'm doing a little project, I write down what stitch length I add, what thread I add in there, everything.
You're very organised. I'm not that organised.
I'm not that organised. I got 3 whippets to start like barking and running around. I walk away from my machine, then life gets in the way. Then I go back to the machine and I'm like, what was I doing? What day is it? And then if it's written down, So it's good to do stuff like that.
A couple more little comments. Claudia's asking, she's missed nearly all of this live. Where can you watch it on repeat? On the on YouTube channel, Facebook, the video. The Facebook, it's only for 30 days now, but on YouTube, you can absolutely re-watch on YouTube.
And Emma, our lovely Emma, who does some of the helping, she downloads the lives and re-uploads them as regular videos on the Secret Sewing. So because otherwise, sometimes it's a bit harder to find it. So she redoes them so they all stay around forever.
Forever. You've got this nonsense forever. And Laura's saying manufacturers don't always say enough about bobbins. Her Juki takes a 15 size bobbin and anything else in there messes it up. Absolutely, that's exactly what I'm saying. Make sure you're using the right bobbin for your machine.
And if you're buying pre-wounds, you need to double check that they are the right pre-wounds for your machine.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, it does matter. I used to have a brother machine, an embroidery machine, and it would only take one kind of brother bobbin
Yeah,
fill.
we've got some brother machines. They are on our website, and a lady brought it back into the shop. It's making a terrible noise. It's making a terrible noise. So I got one of the other ones, and we kind of did like for like swapping on everything, and it was the bobbin. It was making such a racket. Swapped the bobbin out.
Yeah, but visually
looks the same.
They look the same, don't
But
they?
again, one had a slight dome on the top and the other one didn't, and that was all the difference.
It's so important. Anyway, I feel I shouldn't take any more time.
Well, she's on it, look.
Yeah, she's on it.
She's ready.
I will demo these things on my Facebook page. Join me on a Wednesday night at 6 o'clock on Endless Thread. Well, actually on Endless Thread page, and that I demo. And I'm open to offers as well. So if you the demo in,
I was going to say we're back on the OnlyFans thing now.
just message me, and if there's something that you saw on the show that you went, oh well, she didn't demo that, I'm a bit disappointed, then send me a message and then I'll demo it on Wednesday. Cool. So, but I think I've taken quite a bit of time.
Are you doing your little bit now, lovely, or are we going straight to Sasha?
I'll go straight to Sasha.
We're going to go straight to Sasha.
That's because I'm sat down. She's going to come straight to me.
Before you start, I'm going to just do this, my darling. Sorry.
Do what?
Walk behind you in shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Run about behind each
Go on,
other.
I dare ya. Go on. I used to love that when somebody used to walk in front of the camera and
Just not
everyone
paying
used to go.
attention, just like, wah, wah, wah.
But then I'd stop and go, oh! Like if I stood still, nobody could see me.
I've stood so still, I've got invisible.
Yeah, I think it was one day I can't remember whether it was Adam I was on with or...
Gail, we can just
And I
see you on
literally...
camera there, so watch what you're flashing.
Hey, hey, hey.
It's not worth nothing now.
She's in competition with me on OnlyFans. Right. Okay. So we have got our pod cut out and ready. I have already been doing some of the outside, but I'm going to show you how to put this together. Now you will see on here is your opening slot. Some people like a bigger opening slot, some people like a smaller opening slot. It depends what you have got inside. Are you okay?
Yes.
It depends what you have got inside, because if you're going to put bows on inside them, then you're going to want a bigger opening gap. If you're going to put wadding inside, again, you're not going to need a gap as big as what you would for inner form. So I'm just going to show you, first things first, we're going to go right sides together. And again, the great thing is, because of this, you've got that amazing 1/4 inch line. You know what I'm like, anything that I do, I try to make it as accessible and friendly for everybody. So somebody was asking if you can do these by hand. Of course you can, absolutely no problem, because you've got the lines there, you're not having to worry. So the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to stitch down this seam. Now this is your centre, okay? This will be the centre at the back. That's what it's going to show you. Let me just grab, So this seam here, okay, if I pop that like that, is this seam that's coming down the middle there, okay? So right sides together, and we're going to stitch, and we're not going to forget, we are going to go backwards and forwards and leave a opening to be able to turn through. So we're going right the way down. And as I say, you don't have to have a 1/4 inch foot, because you can just follow that seam. And then you're going to do exactly the same on the bottom. You are going to go right across the bottom. Now, I had somebody say that, is it the 3 different sizes on one panel? Yes, it is. But if you wanted 3 the same, I've got the panels, so I can cut them up. Yeah, and we can work out a price. I might have to speak to Hayley to see if we can do 3 of the large on one, and because obviously Hayley's printed them for us, the wonderful Hayley with all of her hats. So many hats.
We've got, there's a spare chair, I'm coming in. Apparently Adam Humphreys is watching.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Affectionately known as a Puffling.
Oh,
Puffling's watching.
bless him. So yeah, don't forget to check out the workshop evening that I'm going to be doing with Adam. It's well worth it.
Yeah, we've got I forgot all about that. When Sara gets back, I think there's a handful of places left on the Secret Sewing Club
I know.
workshop as well.
And
I'll
I think
wait till
that's
Sara
the
gets back,
night before. I'm on the night before you.
Are you?
So-
You're on the Friday? And
Yeah,
on the
so we're just
Saturday?
doing like a Zoom, but 6 till 9 p.m.
Lovely.
And I think Adam's going to do a little bit of a sing-song for, well, I'm going to persuade him to do a bit of a
What?
sing-song. Yeah, I'm going to get him to get his sparklies on.
Oh.
He often gets his sparklies
Is
out
he
for me.
just for giggles?
Just for giggles.
Okay.
Adam, get your sparklies out, and he's there.
Any excuse for them, isn't it? Any excuse.
Any. Right. So that is how easy it is to put your pod together. And we've got that hole in the back. And so the next thing that we're going to do is turn this the right way through. Now, as I say, I haven't put wadding in this. I have just got the interfacing, but I just wanted to show you what it's like with just the interfacing. So then you're going to place this inside that, and you're just going to line it up and pin it. Yep, got questions for me?
Yes, there's a lot of people saying thanks for all the tips. They love all the tips. And I did have a question about your pods, but I don't know. Oh, that's maybe the one you've already done about can you get just the large ones?
Yeah.
Right,
So I will
think you've already
speak.
done it.
I will speak to Hayley about just having some.
Me here.
Oh yeah, you're there.
Hi. How you doing? She's going to wait and then phone me up later on the way home when I've got other stuff to do. Hi. Can I help?
Oh, is that possible?
Yes, it's possible, Sasha.
I know, and the sad thing is, she knows I'd actually phone her on the way home and say, question.
Yes, it is. I shall fix it later. Not now, though.
I quite like it being 3 different sizes, but I know that some people might want all the same size or whatever. It would just be, obviously, because the big one is such a daddy in size, there would obviously be a difference in price, which I will get Hayley to work that out for me. She does most things, to be quite honest. We're working on a llama pincushion at the moment, aren't we,
Yes,
Hayley?
I've done it. I just haven't
She's done it.
like tested it, so I'm going to have to send it to you.
You should see what we've been cutting over there in the background. Honestly, the secrets that are coming, isn't it?
Yeah.
The proper
No.
big secrets.
No,
Like,
just doing the stuff.
big.
That's what I do.
I've actually done work because Hayley's made me do work.
Yes, I have. While she's been in between shows, she did stall at one point. She was just halfway between over here and over there and just stopped right in the middle of the studio on the cables, so I had to move her.
So I forgot the tab. People get confused with the tab. Where does it go? So at this point, okay, you fold your tab like so, and we want it to go in there. I like it central. I like it central. I like it on that back seam, but you don't have to. You can have 2. You can have one each side.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did I put 2 on?
Yeah,
So you could have.
2 on each side.
I thought if it was
You can have
heavy-
like one, like, sorry, you could have one either side like that.
in case it's a heavy thing.
Yeah, but I threw one away
Right.
earlier and I couldn't
so we're just
find
gonna
it.
have one?
Yeah, we're just going to have one.
Okay.
I can't find it. Somebody noticed that I threw it away
I know.
though.
Somebody said it's gone in the.
Claudia,
in the
this
thread.
has to be the funniest. Do you know what? To be quite honest, and I will put it out there, you never know what's going to happen when I come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, secret sewings are all.
I mean,
the
I
same, aren't they?
literally-
It's all a little bit.
I
chaotic,
literally
isn't it?
stood there for like,
Yes, I had to just kind of gently usher out of the way. Have like you've stalled, Sasha.
It's all good.
Fine.
Right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to follow that line, which is your 1/4 inch seam, and you're going to stitch all the way around. Sorry, I'm trying to... Can you do the comments on
Yes,
Facebook
no
as well
problem.
as whatever else
I can
you're
do
doing?
that.
I keep looking at my phone.
Oh, I've got Sara. I've pressed a button. Oh, it's not the same as my phone. I don't know how to work it.
Apparently we're hilarious.
We are.
Could you do the comments? Because I've pressed something on her phone and I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, goodness
It's not
me.
the same as my phone. It's not the same.
Barbara's saying that apparently us lot are hilarious. I'm glad we're keeping you entertained, my lovely.
I think we've also been informative, though.
Very much so.
I need to tell you all something. Do you know what happened to me the other day? I got stuck in an error.
In an error.
In an
As in
error.
Like a close error.
A close area. A close error. So, oh my goodness, Lily, if you're watching, comment on here. What happened? So,
You got a video of it?
no, but honestly, so I had a new error and I was trying to work out how to collapse it. So I put my head in it to collapse, and as I lifted, the whole lot collapsed on me. Lily is up. She's upstairs and I'm going, Lily, help, Lily. Like the dogs are just looking at me. I thought I'm going to have an error on me for the rest of my life. I couldn't, because I couldn't get back out. Lily had to rescue me from being inside the error.
go.
Whole lot collapsed on me.
We've got a few more comments on YouTube. So Jeanette's saying, I'll ask Gail when she comes back in, lovely. Will she be
don't know where
retiring
Gail's
the
gone.
digital patterns?
It's very similar to when we do it in the boxes. People just wander off.
She's not going to retire digital patterns. It's just the kits from what the conversation we were having in the car.
Yeah,
it's just her kits because she can't get the fabric.
Because she can't
Yeah.
get one of the
She'll be able to get
fabrics, can
patterns.
she?
This is the problem. A lot of manufacturers will have fabric and they'll only have it for a certain period of time,
Yeah.
and then they'll put new designs in. And when they discontinue those, especially if it's things like for Gail's kits, once that fabric's gone, it's unlikely it's going to come back.
Lynn's saying she loves all the hints and tips. Thank you very much. Elaine's asking you, Sasha, can they have links to the patterns for the pods, please? So should we just go over where they are again? So it's on your
Yes.
website.
And it's...
Did I do your website?
So the pod panel on its own is under the waddings and
You know what? I
interfacings.
think I'll go and get it a link
The
for
same
you
as
and
the
pop it
purse,
up.
but as a kit, because I have got them as a kit. Can you possibly just show the 4 kits for me while I'm just finishing this? So there is 4 kits. There is the green geometric.
Which is this one. Oh, this is nice. I like this. Which camera are we on? On 2?
Where on your website is the
That's
Under
the
waddings and
green
interfacing.
geometric.
Right, I'll go and put a link up.
And then what have you called this? Orange or
Orange
mustard?
geometric.
Orange geometric. Geometric on that one.
Which is the one that I'm making now.
Yeah, that's lovely. That's like proper
It's
Clarice Cliffy,
It
sort of like
is.
50s kitsch. Really, really cute. I'm very on trend with this like blush corally colour at the moment. As
I
well.
love it.
It's everywhere.
I love it.
And then there is the butterflies. So do they get the navy with both colour ones?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so you're getting, so you've got the 2 butterfly ones, you've got the cream butterflies with your navy, and you can see you've got these beautiful, beautiful metallic elements on there. I don't know if the light's catching it, but it's really, really shiny. It's beautiful.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Really lovely fabric. If you're a butterfly girl, that's gorgeous. And then you've got the navy as well, which again, you get the navy background. But ooh, a nice bit of close-up work there for you.
It's good, isn't it?
And see, it's really intricate as well. You've got the most beautiful filigree detail on there.
Oh, and they are amazing to do fussy cutting with. And if you put them back to back with Heat and Bond Ultra or something of the equivalent,
Yeah.
so you put Heat and Bond Ultra on both on the back, and then you heat them and bend them. They come 3D.
So you
and
can do like
can-
3D. Nice, 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 nice.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Thank you for
That's
that.
all right.
Thank you. So
We have popped up the link to just the pod panel on both of the Facebook pages.
Thank you.
If you're on YouTube, Sarah's in charge of YouTube today, so I'm sure she will do the
I will
same.
do it in a moment.
so we've turned this through, and then you just close up your hole, and
Sasha, man!
what, you close up your hole? You close up your
Turning
opening?
gap, love.
Turning gap.
Turning gap. Not hole. You don't close your
Call
hole.
it that as well.
Don't close up the turning.
I mean, sometimes you should close your hole, and then that would prevent these things happening.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yes,
Or close up my turning gap.
yes, that's right.
Right, so on that note,
I know it's not Italian, we can't get kicked off for some stuff, but...
Some stuff we might be able to get kicked
See,
off
we
for.
can't. We could get kicked off the craft store,
No.
but, I mean...
To be quite honest, they know what I'm like.
Yeah, and they let you on.
Yeah, and they let me on. So, that is your medium-sized pod.
Can I squish it?
Yep, so that has...
I just want to see how stiff it was.
But it's still standing.
You behave yourself.
It's still standing, even though Hayley squished the stiffness out of it. So you have got that wonderful little tab. Now this doesn't have any wadding in it, only has the iron-on interfacing, which I actually think is really nice as well. So next thing you would do is you would give this a really, really nice press, and then you top stitch all the way around. But this is the orange geometric that actually I really, really like that. I think those in a hallway, you know, if you've got that sort of...
Oh, for like keys and the bits.
Yeah.
It's a Keeley or a Keeley.
Yes,
Or a Keeley.
that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Back in COVID, in lockdown, I first did these pods because I had 3, and I had one pod for clean masks, then I had another pod for dirty masks, and then keys and hand sanitizer and things to go in there. And it was just really, really easy because then I could just take that with the dirty mask and I could chuck the whole thing in the washing machine. I wasn't having to put my hands in the mask.
I've got the larger ones in my utility room.
Yeah.
You know when the tumble dryer eats one of the socks?
Yep.
And you've got an odd sock?
Yeah, chuck it in there.
I've got them in the utility room with the odd socks in, so that when eventually you find the other odd socks 6 months
just
later...
eventually tip it out and see if there's any pairs.
Yeah.
See if you,
and then you just give up, and nobody in my house ever wears a pair of socks ever again.
No, my kids
Just-
gave up ages ago.
yeah.
They don't pair
Got all black ones.
Yeah.
And then they all match.
Oh God, no, nobody's got matching socks in my house. But you are looking, so this is the medium one. The large one is a really, really nice, thank you.
Do you want that?
No, you don't. You're beautiful.
You can
hands
model
there,
it.
modelling. The large one is a really nice big size. So like you say, you know, you could pop your hairdryer, your straightener, all those sort of things. So you could put like heat wadding in there and Insulbright and things like that. Polytherm, whatever is your preference.
Other thing I've used them for is in the car. So if you make the hanging tab
Bigger.
much bigger, you can hang it over the gear stick
Onto the
passenger side, and it's rubbish bin for all the
Snacks.
obviously the snacks and the sweetie paper.
It's always snacks.
All the snacks.
Actually, that's quite a good...
I'm always talking about snacks.
And we won't look at that, but look, we could fit
Or in the
the
back
snacks
seat.
in.
If you put the 2 tabs on,
Yep.
take the headrest out,
Oh,
loop them,
for the
down
kids,
onto the
keep them
headrest.
occupied with all the stuff and
Yeah.
all in there.
Snacks,
snacks fit. Yeah.
snacks.
Most of my snacks have gone now.
Oh no, I've still got snacks.
Oh, I've got giant Watsits in the car for all the way home.
Giant Watsits?
Hot and spicy or
No,
cheesy?
just the cheesy ones.
Oh,
but
no.
the giant ones.
Yeah, they're one snack you cannot sew with though.
No, you
We'll
can't.
make our way through them on the way home, love.
You cannot eat cheesy Watsits when you're sewing.
No.
It's a bit like you have to get the wine right as well, don't you? So I always use white wine for light-coloured fabrics, and red wine
This one with a red.
for dark-coloured fabrics, and then I know that I'm safe.
Perfect.
There we go. So that's that bit done.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you in a bit.
I do have, I get, once again, I do this all the time. Sort everybody else out and then forget to do my own bit, which is where you
I
guys
love that
sort
one.
me.
Now you're going to do
sneak
I
your
love
bit.
that one.
Yes.
I love the grey.
So we have, now these are seconds. I am going to show you why they are seconds. So if this actually folded quite nicely so you can see. So these are a panel we've had for a while, and they usually come like this. So they've got the piece that you need to sew, and then there's a seam allowance marked around it. When we printed the first 20 out, or I think it might be a bit more than that, that one, you can see the borders around the outside. The space is still there for the seam allowances, but the actual print with this one, there we go, the print isn't there. So the printed line isn't there anymore. So see that side?
Do you need the dinosaur? Do you need the dinosaur moved over?
No, I'm all right for the dinosaur. I'll move the dinosaur in a minute. So that's what it should be. That's what it's got. There are 3 of the 6 sections that are affected. The fabric's all still there. So if you've got a @1/4 ruler,
Or
you can
my special ruler.
or just Sasha's special ruler, you can run round and add the quarter to the sides of those.
Which is no problem, is it?
No problem at all.
I love them.
And you have 2 colour options. So I'm going to show you the finished quilts. I might need an assist. Hello. Could you? I'd love an assist, thank you. There we go. So this one is the Lunar Grey option. Oh, Chris, could you change my graphics?
Oh,
You went proper Nessa then. Oh, Chris.
So
What's occurring?
this one is the this one's the Lunar
Nessa
Grey
haircut.
option. I'll do. He's having a little kind of arty pan about on it. Now this one has just been quilted with like a grid on some bits, but then some bits it's kind of almost shadow quilted or a stitch in the ditch of the other bits. And then this one, give you another corner. We'll just stack them up. There we go. That one is, I think it's Twilight Navy or something. We called it something snazzy.
Shall I find out on your
Yes,
website?
thank you.
Yeah.
But those panels are an absolute steal. We've
love
put
them.
them on
Oh, I
for
need to have a look then.
£20 just because we have a few. They need to get cleared out for us. They are £20.
Do you know
It makes a quilt that is 40, I'm sure it's like 46 inches by 44 inches. It's a really good lap-sized quilt, this one. And it's a state fair quilt, which means you've got lots of different sized blocks all mixed in together there. So it's quite a fun one to do. All the bits are already, you don't have to measure anything. You don't have, thank you very much, Vicky. You don't have to measure anything. All the pieces are laid out for you. You are still getting full instructions with them. So the only difference is they normally come like that, laid out with that seam allowance around the edge. What you will get is you will get them, some are printed, but then some are not, and you just need to add that seam allowance to that edge. You can see where there should be because there's a great big gap. So there's absolutely loads of fabric there. There's plenty extra to add those seam allowances. But those are the 2 quilts that we have. And I did it once. Hooray!
bargain.
Aren't they good?
Twilight Navy and Lunar Grey.
Twilight, there you go. Twilight Navy, Lunar Grey.
Bargain
Splendid.
price as well.
They are.
I know.
I really love the
It's because it's more or less the cost of the fabric. It's because there's 2 little stacks of them and they need to go. So we are doing them at an absolute bargain price. So Vicky, are you ready?
I'm ready, yes.
Oh, I've got to get your website this time. Do remind me. I will go and get that in just a second. And do your first one, and then I'll swoop in.
Yeah.
I'll stay here and I'll just stand it there so Chris can see. I'm on it. So over to you.
Right, so there's a couple of bits that I forgot to say the first time round, so I'm going to say that now. So when I was saying that you need 3 things to get started, your foot, your mat and your ruler, we do a starter kit for that where you can get, we do it with the straight line ruler, but if you did want to swap to a different ruler, if you've got an eye on a different ruler, that's fine. And also, as Hayley was just saying about the website, we have got a tab on there for the Secret Sewing Club, and there might be a little sneaky discount code on there as well if you get in quickly. Okay, so I was going to move on to another ruler to show you next. And also, while I'm talking starter kits, there's a small starter kit which comes with 1 ruler, or there's a large starter kit which comes with all these 4 that I am demoing today. It also comes with a USB tutorial, which is an hour-and-a-half long. So if you can't remember the ones, you've got it all there. And one other thing I was going to say, I know Gail said earlier about having a nice busy pattern at the back. I haven't done that today because I wanted to show you what it looks like on the back with the rulers. So if you didn't want to use your busy pattern, these are the ones I just did previously. So you can see there the hearts that I did. So they do make it nice and neat, the rulers, because you are following the channel and it's guiding you along. You can get that neatness. So you can have the back if you want to. That was just the straight line ruler, just all the lines and shapes and angles that I was doing, just to show you that it does look pretty on either side. So if you don't want a busy pattern, you don't have to, but obviously you do whatever your project is for. So the next ruler I've got here is our vines, get it the right way around, is our vines ruler. So this does classic vines, wavy lines, it can do borders, you can make flowers, vases, lots of things with this one ruler, and it's really easy. So I'll give you a quick demo. So again, like we discussed before, foot down, needle down. Okay, and another thing is I have my, I put my speed quite low, so it's quite slow to start with while you get used to the rulers, and then you can increase your speed setting once you feel a bit more confident. So it's just nice and slow now for the demo so that I can show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to sew the full length of one side of the channel. Okay, stop with your needle down, and then you just slide your ruler back to that start point, and you just do the same thing again. So I've got a light touch on the fabric and I've got a light touch on the ruler, and then the rest has been done by, I am pushing it, but the mat is giving me that gliding motion. So I've done the two lines now on this side, so you just slide the ruler all the way to the other side, and you've got your scroll lines here. So what we talked about before, you put your scroll lines on top of what you've just sewn. So when you sew back up the other side, it's nice and symmetrical, which is what we're after. Okay, so I just do that side, and then you slide your ruler up again, put your scroll lines on, and it just, like I said, it just guides you. You can just follow it round nicely, so you can get these really nice patterns done really easily. And this can be a brilliant border. And if you get to the corner, again, material can stay where it is, and you can just slide your ruler round and then continue on with your pattern. So I'll just do a couple of these to show you. Get to the end, go to the other side of your ruler, line it all up with your scroll lines, and it makes a nice, perfect pattern.
Question.
Yes.
About the speed that you go. Do you need to go really slow, really fast? Is
No.
it just finding your own
I
level?
find to start, if you're a beginner, I would put your speed on slow until you get used to the feel of the rulers and the foot and everything. But you can have it on whatever speed you want. But I would say if you've never used them before, if you've got it on quite a high speed, it might shock you to start with. I would put it down till you get confident, and then put it up to whatever speed that you want to go. I've got it quite low today, so you can see what's going on. But yeah, again, personal preference.
Fair enough.
Whatever you want.
Oh, thank you.
Whatever you want. So I'm just going to finish off this pattern quickly. So I don't know if you've noticed, but up to now I've done all this pattern in one thread. So you don't have to keep stopping and starting all the time. Obviously, if you did want to play with your threads and have different colours and things, you know, you can do that. It's totally up to you, whatever you want to do. So you just need to have a play with these rulers. It's your own imagination and creativity. I can show you what I like to do with them, but you can create whatever you want with them. There's no limits really. You've just got to just have a play.
I wouldn't have thought that you can get the patterns you're getting from that shape on that ruler.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be quite almost like a
Doing a
Greek urn
floral
type
one.
look.
Yeah.
But actually, you're doing the most beautiful, like floral patterns there. Which
I think
is great.
that's the thing. Like you've got sort of one obvious pattern because
Yeah.
this is a classic. This is vines, so you do classic vines. But there's multiple different things that you can do with each ruler. So you could fill a whole quilt just with one ruler, and it's all different designs and patterns. So I'm just doing a quick flower here, putting a bit of details on, and I can show you. Okay. And again, I've not broken thread. This is all one thread, so that's why it's so quick and easy to do, and it can give a big impact. And not taking me a few minutes just to do that.
There we go.
Tegwin has said, I
Yeah.
want a night out together with you lot. You really don't want a night out with me because
Oh, she's a disaster zone.
April the 12th is a year since I obliterated I obliterated my ankle. You do not want to go out on a night out with me.
Yeah, so I was going to show you, that's the pattern that I've just done.
Oh, I've just
show
gone
you that.
straight in front of the couch.
We didn't see you, it's fine. So again, you could do if you're doing placemats with this, it could go in each corner. This is also the same ruler that I wanted to show you, so you can see the similar pattern there and the flowers. And I've also done a vase there with the central shape of it. So that's all one ruler, and you can decorate as much as you want with the one ruler. So that's our classic vines. That comes in the big starter kit. I've got one more ruler to show you, and that is our circle ruler. Okay, I'll just get another bit of fabric. I'll get a purple one this time. So as you can see, it's got 4 sizes, the ruler has, if I can get it the right way round. that way round. So we've got a 2.5 inch diameter circle, a 2 inch, a 1 inch and a 1.5 inch. So again, lots of possibilities, lots of things to do with this. You can just do circles on its own, you can do bubbles, you can do clamshells, you can do all sorts with this ruler. So I'll just give you a quick, should we do a bit of clamshells? I'll give you a quick demo on how to do some clamshells. So. Okay, well I could do loads. I've got loads of things that I can do.
Got loads of lovely comments saying how nice this is, so go for it.
So I'll do the clamshells first. So you need to pick your size, and then we are just going to be using the half a circle shape, the semicircle shape. So start with the foot down, needle down, go all the way across. And you'll see here, you'll know exactly when to stop because again, the scroll lines, it's got the crosshairs in the centre, so you know exactly where to stop. Once you've stopped, just slide your ruler around back to the beginning and then you can just carry on to do your next piece. Okay, start with the ruler down, start with the needle down, foot down, get the gist of it by now. And then when you get to your last one, you can break thread if you want, or you can just sew back halfway. Again, we've got a halfway scroll line so you know exactly where you are. And then you scroll it again, and what will happen is the central line will go in between the two clamshells that you've done so far, so you can just line it up so you know it's going to be central, and then you just carry it on round. So you could use this as a nice coverall pattern on a section of a quilt or a full quilt, depending on what your design is. There's so many possibilities, and you can just have fun with them. Okay, so I'll go around, make this my last one, and again you double back just to the halfway point of your half circle, and then you can just carry on. Now I would say I am obviously going through these quite quickly, but if you do see a ruler that you like, we've got a YouTube video on every single ruler. So if you go onto the website, find the ruler that you like, scroll down to the bottom, there's a video, so you can watch this again and again until you get the hang of it. Okay.
What's the most popular ruler you do? Is there one that everybody goes, oh, that's it, that's the one I want to do?
There's a few. These ones are quite popular that I've got here. These ones, because these are. So I'll show you that clamshell. Turn that round. And I've done some bubbles here with the circle, done all the different sizes there as well. There's quite a lot of popular ones, as you can imagine. People, I would say, coverall rulers are very popular.
Right.
People like the meander that goes round.
Yeah.
People do like the hearts, because you can do the hearts as a coverall, which I've got down here. This one's with the hearts, this nice beautiful little flower. That's one of my favourites. I like doing the flower hearts. It doesn't look like it's something you can do with that ruler.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do.
You've got like a dual purpose then,
yes,
haven't you?
I like to do things that aren't expected with the ruler, so you can do lots of different
those ones
designs.
down there, lovely.
Yes,
Go through
I'll
these.
just,
And do you want to take us through these ones as well?
Yeah. So these are the feet, I think, that I was telling you about. I showed you those before, the high shank and the low shank.
Yep.
That's the USB tutorial that you get if you buy the larger starter kit. So that's got everything on there, everything I've been through today plus more, how to set up your machine, how to use the rulers, how to fit your foot. That's got all that on there, and you can have that, watch it as many times as you like.
It's like having you in the living room with you.
Well, it's not me on the video, it's not me on the USB, it's our lovely Shirley on the USB that she did it for us. So you'll get to see how amazing she is. And then again, these are just ones I've done. This is the hearts one that I've done. So I've took the pattern and built that up, and then I have used, if I can find the heart ruler, to get these straight lines so I could still do it in one thread. I've used the straight line at the bottom here of it, so you can build it up, and you could build that up.
There we go. There we go. Can you see? You can see it.
So that's one of my favourites. I can imagine that on a panel on a quilt, with that pattern on.
Yeah, it'd be gorgeous.
And you can build it all up. Again, you can stop. You don't have to do it all in one thread. I just like how quick and easy it can be. That's what I think one of the great things about it. So that's our heart.
The lovely thing about the rulers as well is, like, I'm going to do some quilt as you go in a moment and show people how to do that with the June Tailor. But because that's all individual blocks,
yeah,
you can start with the pars rulers with just that individual block, so you don't have to like worry about trying to get a whole quilt through there. Do that, you know, those smaller projects with it, and get sort of build
and you can do, if you have got a big quilt, because you don't move the material stays stationary, you move the ruler. So if you folded it to the section you want, that's it. You don't have
so
you don't have to keep
all rolled and just have that section.
Section that you want, and you just then move the ruler to get what you want. So it's really easy. And then this is also with the heart ruler, which one of those ones that I don't know if you'd ever sort of guess that was a heart. That's half a heart going all the way around. Can you see it?
I can
you see it now? Yeah. So that's again. So like what I'm saying, if you've got multiple panels and you've got one ruler, you can fill them with different designs.
Lovely.
And then this is the one I've just been doing. This is another one of my. This is our lovely cable and vines. So you could see how you could continue that to make a border if you wanted to keep a go on each length. And then I've just put a nice little flower detail because I like doing flowers.
It was actually watching you do it was really interesting about how you can use something that looks so different to make those petals, and then using part of the bend on the ruler and stuff.
Exactly. So that's your classic vines. If you carried on, you know, you could do that diagonally as well. Yeah. You could, you know, do all sorts with it. So that's that. I can't reach the others because they're on the front.
Should I go around the front and get them for you? Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. Hootle around here. Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
Okay, so this is the pars website, and everything that you will need is on there. So as Vicky said, you can find specific rulers, and the beauty of this is it shows you a picture of the template, but it also shows you the pattern that it makes. Sorry, I didn't want you to see somebody's random details that popped up there. But if you have a scroll down, you get really, really clear pictures of everything. And as she said, there's videos that support all of these as well. So if you want to hop on there, it's parsfreemotionrulers.com if you want to hop on there.
Tab at the top.
And Sarah, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
And you want what?
The secret sewing tab, can you see? You're just on it there.
Oh,
on the
hang
website.
on.
Can you see it?
Where am I looking?
At the top, right?
Oh, yeah, look.
Yeah, you got it.
Secret Sewing Club.
Yeah, that's it. That's
oh, there you go. There's some specials.
And secret discount.
10% off code. Definitely get that in there as well. Brilliant. So, yeah, everything's on there that you'll need. Splendid. And don't forget to use that secret code for 10% off. And it's over to you on camera 6, Sarah.
Hello. Hi, I'm over here. I don't know which camera.
Your InVision is number 5.
I keep looking for the red light. Where is it? Oh, there. Oh, no, I'm a 5 now.
Oh, sorry. Did you have something still to do?
Okay.
It's all right. No. Vicky's got something to finish off.
Go back. Oh, we're going back.
Sorry, that was my fault.
A couple of things.
Trying to do too many things at once. Too many hats, too many jobs.
I was just going to show you, there's only 2 more things quickly. So this is another example of our, can you guess which ruler that is? Circle ruler.
No. Really?
So we've done these beautiful sort of fan-like flowers on there. Normal sort of average looking flowers are like what you expect. There's the clamshells again. So it's just showing you how much you can do with the circle
that one round
ruler
as well. You can actually see there's
another example
variegated on the back.
of the back. So if you don't want your busy pattern, obviously we've just got a multi-thread in the bobbin section there. It will be nice double-sided quilt if that's what you're after. Okay, so that's one more. This is our straight line ruler, which I know I said is the basic ruler, but I wanted to show you how you can build it up when you get your confidence and everything. So this is what's been done with that. If you can see.
Mm-hmm. That's really
Which
cool.
looks really complicated, but it's not as complicated as you would think. So you can build it up, and it's got a few stars and hearts just for bonus
Reminds
patterns.
me of the spirographs. You know, when you used to have this.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
no,
I know what a spirograph
is. As a child.
yeah.
Reminds me of the sort of patterns that you get.
So,
with
and
that.
again, that's been. I can almost show you the back. Yeah.
Not that bit.
So yeah. So yeah, just a couple of bits just to show you how you can build it up with the starter kit rulers once you get your confidence, and so there we go.
Cool.
There you go. That was it. You can do your bit now.
Yeah. Which camera am I?
Thank you.
5, 6. There we go. Hiya. So And we're going to do just a little bit of June Taylor. I know it's something that I've done loads and loads of before, but some of you will be new to it. And because they are discontinued, they are the last few. So we're going to do a very, very quick little demo on the June Taylor. But I wanted to show you as well about how to actually join quilts as you go. My favourite method. It's not the one that's in the June Taylor pack, to be honest. I like this method better, so that's what we're going to do. For those, there are still lots and lots of different June Taylor items out there. Like I said, the two that I've brought with me today are actually discontinued, but there are other ones. So, you know, it's not like it's gone forever. This one is part of the mix and match. It's one of the corner blocks. As you can see, it's a pre-printed wadding, lots of blue lines, lots of different numbers on there. You will get a pattern in your pack which tells you exactly what size to cut each one. Sort of say, number 1, cut this size, number 2, cut this size. So it's very like the foundation piecing. This is basically what it is foundation piecing, but onto wadding rather than fabric. So we're going to put the number 1, and as you can see, that actually fits in those blue lines. We're going to grab number 2, and that is eventually going to sit there. So we're going to put them right sides together like that. Now, cut the sizes that they say in the pattern. All of your seam allowances have all been done for you. And what we're going to do now is we're going to stitch down 1/4 inch just there, okay? So your blue lines are placement lines, they're not stitching lines, where like on the printed panels, they're the stitch lines. With this, it's just a placement. So I'm going to stitch down 1/4 inch on this. I'm going to whip it over to the machine. Quick tip as well, if you have just bought these and you've not done them before, drop your needle in and then drop your needle back out to pull up that bobbin thread through to the top, and that way you haven't got any of those nasty little knots on the back of your fabric. So because I have already put, sorry, I should have said, I've put my backing fabric on already. So you're going to cut out your wadding, spray baste even. I can't speak today. Spray baste your batting, your backing onto your batting, and then start stitching. So we're going to go down 1/4 inch and stop at the edge of the fabric and just back stitch just a weeny bit, okay, and cut my thread. That then will push out like that and cover number 2. I can then put on number 3. And again, it's very, very much like we were doing earlier with the foundation piecing. You're just going to follow your numbers. So I've put number 3 here. It's going to end up here, right sides together to start with, and we're going to stitch down. So we're going to go all the way over here. Again, and just stitch down. Hi, lovely.
Oh, he's already done it. I was just going to come and ask Chris to switch the QR code to you, but he's already done it.
Oh, he's a good boy. My thread's just broken, so give me 2 seconds.
Okay,
just going to
I'll
re-thread. Just stand and you chat to me.
About what?
I don't know. What?
Okay, well, let me have a look.
What are you having for tea, love?
Actually, we are having something that Matt started cooking last night, and at about 7 o'clock at night, he decided cooking a stew was a great idea, which was going to take 4 hours.
Oh,
so
okay.
we went till about maybe 9:30 waiting for it, and then like, this is never going to be ready in time. And he finally conceded, and we had something out the freezer last night. But we've got some Vietnamese beef stew with noodles.
Nice.
It smells amazing. I got it because obviously beef you've got to do very long and very slow. So we put it in the oven and just left it. We put the oven really high, and then just turned it off and just left it in the warm oven all night, and it was lovely this morning. So,
so beef
that's
stew for
what
breakfast.
we're coming back to. Yes, I did try it this morning for breakfast. Yes. Sarah, what did you do with the charm packs, please? That's Carol.
What can you do with the charm packs?
What did you do with them?
What did I do with them? Oh, there's
Oh no.
they're just there. They're just there. So we have got some charm packs on offer.
Sorry, I didn't want to distract from your
Absolutely.
demonstration.
You guys have seen me do this a million times. I'm going to show you quilts as you go for the second bit of the demonstration.
Okay.
Because this
I'm going to go away.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Charm packs. They are all in the Secret Sewing Club section on our website. What can you do with them? There are literally hundreds and hundreds of patterns. We're throwing in 2 patterns for free with any of the charm packs, which are just 2 ideas. There's a cushion panel, a cushion pattern, and a quilt pattern. But there are thousands of charm pack patterns out there. We've got We must have about 30 charm pack patterns on our own website. But if you go to Pinterest, Google charm pack pattern, there are just a multitude of beautiful, beautiful ideas out there. They can be used for bags, they can be used for cushions, they're quilting. We ran a competition last year for our birthday, and one lady made the most incredible skirt out of a charm pack. She put all the fabric together and she cut like the go days of the skirt out of the charm pack with plain things. You literally just use it like fabric. Just treat it as fabric, lovelies. So, but there are 8 there, and they are £12 with the 2 free patterns as well. Just those 8. Right, we're going to have a look at Quilted to Go, because it doesn't have to be June Taylor. It can be anything. It could be any sort of Quilted to Go. Any block that you want to do, it could be like the flying high block. Any block that you want to do, you can do this method with. If you want to quilt on your machine at home, and you don't want to send it off to a long armour, if you've got a massive quilt that you think there's no way I'm getting that through the throat of my machine, Quilted to Go is a really, really lovely way of doing it. And there are lots of different ways, lots of different techniques. This is my go-to. It just works. It works every single time. So you are going to grab all of your blocks once they're all done up. Okay, so I've done this block up. It's been quilted. It's been onto the batting. It's a finished quilt block. How we're going to join these is with a couple of little strips. So on the front, you want a 1-inch strip. Okay, so I've got a one inch piece of fabric, whatever my front sashing is going to be. And you want that to be just a weeny bit bigger, whatever size block you're doing. Okay, so give yourself a bit of wiggle room. I've cut it just slightly bigger, like that. And on the back, you want a 2-inch strip. Now your 2-inch strip needs to be ironed in half. So we're just going to very quickly do that. And just like you would do your binding, you're going to iron this in half. So it's a 2-inch strip, fold it in half and just give it a really quick iron, okay? It helps, I find, with Quilted to Go is if you use some Best Press or Spray Starch Savvy, something like that, beforehand, get a really nice crisp finish on the back, okay? All the way down, like that. So, super easy to start with. There's my front panel. I'm going to put my front strip, which is my 1-inch one, right sides together with the edge that I'm going to join. So I'm going to be joining this edge onto my next block. So I'm going to pop that right sides together like that and just line up those raw edges. I like this method because you get no gap in the wadding. You haven't got to put extra wadding strips in. You haven't got to do anything really. It really is just go with it like that. And the maths works for a change. 1 inch on the front. Before we stitch that, we're going to flip it over and we're going to put the 2-inch with the raw edges on the edge as well, like that. Now you can be super, super frugal with your fabric. And I'm just going to put a couple of pins in there. Now, once you've done a few of these, you'll actually pin this together, pin the 3 together in one, but I'm doing it like this for ease at the moment. You can end up being very, very frugal and like actually doing these exact size. Okay, so you're going to have them exactly on the edge. But when you're starting out, I like to have them a little bit bigger to give yourself that wiggle room. We're now going to stitch down a 1/4 inch all the way down. Okay, and this is the one thing you want to try and get right. You really want to practice getting that 1/4 inch perfect, because if it's perfect, this works. I mean, not like perfect, but a good 1/4 inch. So go slow and steady and really concentrate on getting that 1/4 inch right. All the way down, like that. And you will find, obviously, because your top foot works slightly slower than the bottom, that you'll get a little bit, can you see that this is just a bit big? And that's because the top foot is pushing this fabric. You might get a little pucker, so I just move that pin out, re-straighten out and align those edges, okay? Oh, Dave's going to go off the edge there. All the way down, like that. Just going to line that back up again. There we go. All the way down. Now you're going to ignore the back, ignore this 2-inch strip, just leave it alone for now. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the front. So we're going to take our pins out and we're going to iron out this 1-inch strip, okay? And give that a gentle press. You want it nice and crisp, but don't stretch it because it is only a little skinny bit of fabric, like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get our next block, okay? So I've got another block here. These two I've actually joined with Sasha and a Dash, which is brilliant stuff. But if you don't want to buy Sasha and a Dash, you can absolutely do it this way. We're going to put these 2 blocks right sides together. So I'm going to flip this one over like that. So I've got the other raw edge of that 1-inch strip along the raw edge of my next block in the row. And we're going to line that up. Now, one little tip here is to make sure that you're not concentrating so much on lining this up that you don't line up your sides as well, because you want to make sure that your sides here are lined up too. Hey, we all right for time, love? Yeah?
I'm
Come in for a little nose?
Yeah.
Okey-doke.
I'm just interested.
This is my favourite quilt she go method.
Is it?
Yeah, I like a bit. I don't mind quilt she go.
Well, because you can do little bits. And
Yeah.
you do the fancy rulers on the little bits.
Absolutely.
You see, and it's more achievable on a domestic machine.
Definitely. And I mean, we're very lucky in the shop. We've got the long armour, so I don't. So I don't have to, you know, quilt a lot of things on my domestic machine now. I get to put it on the long armour. But with the rulers, this is brilliant because you could just quilt that block however you want.
I'm just looking.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just looking.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So, right, what we're going to do now is now I've aligned all that, we're going to stitch all the way down here, okay? Again, with a 1/4 inch.
Okay, I'll go your way.
So, I'm going to tuck that under there like that. If you've got a narrow 1/4 inch foot, put that on so that you're not worrying about the thickness here. But I'm very lucky with my posh machine.
Check you sewing over your pins.
Well, like my mum said. My mum taught me that. She said, as long as they're at right angles, you can sew over your pins. So that's what I did. She was dressmaker, you see, and she used to leave them all in. It's one of those, you know, quilt police things, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Some people are like,
absolutely.
can't do it, and others are like, yeah, go for it.
Well, I think as long as you go slowly over them, then
Yeah,
you're
I mean,
giving your needle time to, slower than she's doing. You give your needle time to move out the way, because if it kind of hits it and then it goes, oh, okay, I'll go down the other side of it.
Otherwise, it's a do as I say, not do as I do,
Yes.
isn't it? Right, you're going to take those pins out.
I'm just nosying.
Sash in the Dash. You've not seen Sash in the Dash?
No, I haven't. But now we've got the squasher.
Yeah.
The squasher.
So when we open that out now, you can see you've got this really lovely, neat sashing on the front, like that. Maybe you need to start making 2-inch strips for the back of these, 1-inch and 2-inch for Quilt She Goes.
Okay, well, maybe we can cut whatever you like. Nobody can stop me.
And then on the back, can you see when I press that now?
Oh, I get it. So
got-
the 2/4 inches
Yeah,
just kind of sit together.
Sit completely flat like that. They butt up together, particularly when and then the little double piece comes over like that.
So then do you have to hand stitch
You
that?
can hand stitch it if it, you know,
Are
if
you
you're
going to hand stitch
No,
it?
I'm going to do it on the machine, frankly. I don't hand stitch unless I have to, unless it's Manx. But this then comes over like that. And because this is butted up perfectly, because you've done the maths, and it's a 1/4 inch and the 1/2 inch sashing on the front, you can't feel any gap.
Come to poke it. Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, there's no gap
you've
there at all.
passed.
I've passed my, thanks.
You've passed your quilt. But then, that's a little bit.
Yeah.
So what happens when you've got like a whole...
You do exactly the same. So
Right,
I would do
okay.
a 2-inch long strip all the way down on the back,
I think
1
I
inch on the front.
prefer the look of...
That
this
to
one
this.
to this one, yeah.
The sash in the dash is really thick, and it's quite nice. Like on this one here, you can use a decorative stitch. You can add
Yes,
rickrack.
okay.
You could add lace and stuff into it. But if you don't like that really thick look, this just works every single time. You get a beautifully neat flat front. You've got no gap there at all.
Do you know, we should do more quilt as you go stuff.
Yeah.
We
Can you
should- we
print
really
onto wadding?
Well, no, it's a little bit fluffy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to print onto flannel at the minute, but that's quite fluffy too.
But with the FPP panels, these, oh, not those.
That's
Where
just
are
a
they?
blank
These
piece
ones.
of fabric.
That's just a bit of blank piece of fabric. There's no reason why these couldn't be spray basted onto wadding.
But I
And then
can cut like 10-inch waddings.
Yeah.
Oh, you could just have a stack of them and a stack of them.
Yeah, you
Off
really
we go.
could. Yeah, because you could spray base that onto the wadding and then do like a June Taylor thing.
We'll discuss this.
Oh God, I can hear her brain going. I can hear the cogs.
No, do you know what? I've got more than enough to do. I do not need any more tasks at the minute or any more hats. I've got quite enough hats, quite enough tasks.
So yeah, so that's my favourite quilt as you go method. I love it. You can absolutely hand stitch that. It's one of those things, if you like it,
I'm going to go and
hand
get
stitch
some more people because we're
Oh,
done in
yeah.
about like 10 minutes.
it. Get them in.
So we'll get some other people in to
cool.
come and join us. You finish off.
Fair enough,
I'll go
yeah.
grab some extra people.
Cool. So hand stitch it just with the invisible slip stitch, just like you would with your binding if you want to, but you can just do a really nice top stitch. You will get a little line here. It'll sit just alongside that front sash in if you do that, but I don't mind that. That doesn't bother me. I'm a machine girl, so it doesn't bother me if I've got that line there. You would then just join as many blocks as you like all the way along. And then once you've done your rows, you just use longer strips, longer 1 inch on the front, longer 2 inch on the back to do your rows together. It works every single time and I love it. It means you can just have a play. While she's gathering people, which you can very, very quickly, we've still got the lovely soft book panel, which becomes the little dollhouse. I think this is super, super cute. Really lovely little thing. I just think, you know, you could add extra little bits, you know, if you've got little, you know, Gail's little characters, you could use some of the little like bunnies and stuff in with this as well, make a little bag for it, but everything comes on the panel. You've got everything on the panel to make all of the little characters and the whole book. You just need to add some ribbon on. We've got the sew line pens if anybody needs them. Layer cakes come with a free Chubby Star pattern. It uses 1 layer cake, so you need, if you want to add a border to it, you can. But if not, you can just do the centerpiece on here. That uses a layer cake. You don't need to add any other fabric to it. So you can get a really good size quilt top. I think it's 62 by 62 out of a layer cake, and you've got the 5 different designs there. And then the last but not least is the little June Taylor packs. These are discontinued. We can't get any more. Once they're gone, I'm afraid. It's the mix and match, the 12 block, which is what I was demonstrating a moment ago. And then there's the really beautiful Tory tote. There are other ones that have been discontinued. Everything we've got at the moment is on our website. So that's it for the June Taylor. I think the ladies are coming out. Are you coming to join me?
I'm just chatting to Chris to see if he wants me to move any cameras around. But I think we're all good. You're coming in, guys. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Oh, no, you can walk in front.
Just go in front, it's
We're not
fine.
bothered.
You're trained,
we're not
aren't you?
bothered.
Trained to go around.
She's a professional. And now he's got a big long shot to watch. This one, however, is not
Just because I can.
I'm in the QR code. I'm the wrong height for the QR code.
Oh, it's all right. The QR code's gone.
It's gone now, lovely. It's gone.
No, see, I'm interfering with the lower graphics. So you're interfering with the upper graphics.
I love the fact, though, you've still hidden your cup.
Oh, I have as well. Look. I can drink it live on air. It's fine.
It's on your own stuff.
I never understood. Yeah, I never understood that.
I don't
They
know, it's
weren't
all
even
cameras
allowed
over there,
water
aren't they?
bottles either.
No.
In here. And you were like, anyway, no, it doesn't matter.
Nobody's going to stop us.
No,
No.
no, been let loose. No supervision.
So, have you all liked it in the studio?
Yeah, it's
You
been
were
lovely.
quite nervous about coming back, weren't
Was
you?
I? I was fine.
We literally had to push her into the building.
Yeah, everybody that follows me at home knows that I have huge anxiety and mental health, and so coming back into a building that caused so much damage and so much hurt was a bit scary. And yeah, I was outside and I was literally getting back in the car, and then Sarah and Gail pulled up and I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to pretend I'm doing my makeup or something. And then I was just like, I can't do it, I'm getting back in the car. And Sarah was like, do not sit back down.
Get in. Come on.
No hands on. And away we go.
Yeah.
It's a happy place now. You've had a lovely day.
I have. I'm fine in here.
And it wasn't the building that did it, love.
No, it wasn't. But it's just because I was so happy in the building. That's what tainted it. I'm all right in here. I go out there and it's a little bit.
Well, I'll let you out through the side door.
Yeah.
Just chuck you like the fire exit. Don't worry about that. Get out you go.
The other thing, we're just discovering, because there's nobody here to stop us.
I must say,
We'll just go out that way. It's fine.
it
No
does
alarms went
feel. It feels like home. You know, I like the fact that we're not all working from home. We're all back together again, and it just feels a little bit of normality, which is really nice. So.
Oh, you see?
Oh, shucks.
Good. This is your first time.
I know, yeah.
How's
yeah.
that been?
Oh, it's been
Absolute
an experience.
Box of frogs.
Yeah,
You did get
right.
quite a lot of loud ones for your first
Yeah,
one.
No,
Sorry,
that's
love.
all been really nice.
Next time you're just going to have to join in, shout.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Gail. Very
Well,
quiet
I
on the end.
think I want to thank Chris for all the lovely camera work.
He has done a lovely job.
Yes.
And yeah, well done on making us look good. I say, because it does make such a difference.
Oh, it does.
I mean, it's obviously there's a big, huge journey for us to come up here, but I think it showcases our work a lot better in
Yeah.
the
Yes.
studio.
Yeah.
And it's nice to get together as well, you know,
Yeah.
because we're all quite isolated, working from home and whatever. So it's nice to be together. So yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed
But
it.
Gail's right. It does make a difference with the cameras.
Because you can get
Yeah,
right
and
in there on
and
those
I'm
things.
still not there with the tech. You know, I mean, you're lucky if I can hold my phone up above it. I haven't got the whole above head,
You need a
below
camera.
head, and yeah, I haven't got
Like
any of that.
dinosaurs, that's what you want.
So yeah, it does make a difference. I just hope you've all enjoyed it at home as well.
Yeah, so also give us some feedback.
Yeah.
Is it something you want us to continue doing? I know that we're doing next week, and then after next week it's going to every other week, just because this does take a huge amount of time and a huge amount of effort to pull together. And well, we're all busy ladies.
We are.
Busy ladies. So we are going to move Secret Sewing Club to alternate weeks, but we will put up posts of when it's going to be on and who's going to be on and everything. But I mean, let us know. This is not convenient for everybody. We're being in the studio because obviously there's travel involved to do it. So give us some feedback. Let us know. Do you want it to stay online only? Do you want it to stay in the studio? Or do you mind if it's a hybrid, a bit of both?
Yeah, because I think we
Maybe
need.
it could be like once a month. or
Yeah, I
something,
think we
and
need
then the
to
other
put it
times at
out
home
there
and
that
stuff, so.
you know it's what you prefer as well, because there is a cost implication for us as well.
Yes.
So if you are joining in just to watch the demos, then maybe we can do something around demos at home and then more selling here. I don't know. There's got to be a way around it, because I
We
think
don't
you've
know
all
the
loved it.
answers,
Yeah,
but
we don't.
we'll
We're waiting for you
find
to
some.
answer that.
Absolutely.
We'll
As much
work through it.
feedback as you girls, you
Definitely.
ladies and gents out there can give us.
And can I have a vote on Sarah's burgundy eyeliner, because she's looking smoking hot there.
So much debate about the burgundy eyeliner.
I
I
love
thought
it.
TikTok dragged
No,
down a trend.
I love it.
And I wasn't sure about
Do you not
it.
think it makes her blue eyes?
Apparently, it's the whole thing. If you've got blue eyes, oh God, that's far too close up.
No, but look how blue they look.
She's holding me in place.
They
So
look
yeah,
so
apparently
blue.
burgundy eyeliner and mascara is the way to go for blue eyes. So I fell for the TikTok trick, and then I was like, does it just look like I'm really hungover? It's like very red rimmed.
I think it looks fine.
I think she looks beautiful.
Thank you, darling.
Right, we are going to go because I know we've got to be off in about 30 seconds. So, apparently my mic's gone.
Oh,
So I have to
hang on.
just talk to your boobs this time. Thanks. I mean,
So you can stand there and it's
I know,
fine.
it's
I
perfect,
stand there and I'm hovering.
perfect
I'm
size.
short.
But thank you all for joining us. We are back next week, back in the studio next week with, I just told you who the guests were and I've immediately forgotten. You can't remember either, can you?
No.
We have lovely
Guess.
lovely guests next week. So
Wow,
thank you very much for that. Gail, I've had so many hats today. I think I can be forgiven for forgetting that. But do join us again next week. And thank you all for joining us. Goodbye.
Bye.